What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Trex, the sports junkie, and welcome to the MBS show. Of course, I got my brother with me. What up, Keo?
Yo, what up, man? What's good, man?
Why
Episode,
you smiling a
episode,
whole lot? You smiling a
episode
whole.
64, man. Yeah, episode 64, man.
You got a big smile on your face. I thought the Cowboys just lost. I thought the Saints just lost. What are
M-
we doing?
My fantasy team won
Oh, that I
six and
stand I
six and
stand
three, man.
I stand corrected. I
Woo!
stand corrected. Shout out to you, man. You want to? Oh, how many game winning streak right now?
Four.
Oh wow, one game back of me.
Yeah.
Calm down, man.
You, yeah. You've been struggling.
Struggling, man. Stop, man. Like Rock says, I'll tie this rope around your neck and have you struggling to breathe for real.
Wow.
Shout out to Tay Rock, man.
Um, yeah, so I don't know where the rest of these guys are at, but
Ducking,
you,
ducking
you
smoke.
know,
They know
we
what type
got
of time I'm on.
we got to get this show on the road, man. We got huge things coming up this week, man. We got some big games this week with college football. We got some big games in the NFL. Um, Obviously, fantasy season is approaching its end. We'll talk about the trade deadline uh, later this week on the MBS Stardom Sid'em show. Um, Battle Rap too. They got a huge week in Battle Rap. It was mayhem and carnage this past week in battle. People were all over the place. We were trying to give them as much updates as we can regarding the URL event. They also got, and by the way, that URL event, Bars or Politics, all the battles are out now. So make sure you go check it out. And then on top of that, they got a huge event coming up this weekend with Power Moves. So you guys don't want to miss that. So make sure you guys go check that out also. So a busy weekend everywhere, man. But we're gonna start off with there has been a new president
Yes.
elected in the United States, and he goes by the name of Donald J. Trump, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you
No,
go
I
because I
would, I
know.
want you, I want you to, I want
Well,
your
okay,
reaction.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I'll go first. I'll say congratulations to Donald Trump and everybody that voted for him. That's definitely a huge accomplishment for him to become president again after everything that he's been through. Here's my thing though, Keo, because I had a friend of mine come up to me today at work, and they just basically told me how their family is divided on this situation. Here's the deal, y'all. We all went out. We cast our vote. We casted our vote. Whatever the results is the results. Whether I like them, Keo likes them, you like them right there tuned in. It is what it is. It is what it is. But what I'm not okay with is us dividing ourselves because of the result. At the end of the day, that hurt me to hear a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, telling me that their family is divided because they don't agree on the outcome. Some do agree, some disagree. And at the end of the day, y'all letting y'all family be divided over this. We don't have to agree, y'all. But tearing each other down is not the way to go about it. And that's just my 2 cents. I told Keo and them on the last show, I really wanted, and moving forward, I think I'm gonna be educating myself a lot more on politics. That's not. I'm gonna be honest. That's not really my lane in a sense. But I'm definitely gonna get a lot more in tune, and maybe I should. And sometime at the end of the day, I should be in tune. I'm not even gonna say that. That's crazy for me not to be in tune with politics because this is my future, my children's future, all depend on this. So I'm definitely gonna enlighten myself more. I told Keo, I told C, Yvonne, Reek, I would love for y'all to do a show because I know that y'all are, somewhat big into it. I know Yvonne said he's kind of just getting into it, but I definitely want to learn more. But my biggest takeaway from all of this, first and foremost, congratulations to President Trump on winning it. But second, we can't let this divide us. Regardless of if you voted for him or not, at the end of the day, no family should be broken up. Friendships shouldn't be lost because you don't agree with the outcome. Everybody voted for what they thought was best for the world. At this point, you live with it.
Yeah, man. I feel like I don't know. I think it's just people personal issues behind it though, because down here, my family, we some of us rock with Trump, and some of us wanted to see Kamala win, but it wasn't like no back and forth taking shots at each other. We just we joked around about it. We laughed it off. I don't know. My family, we're pretty strong. We're always together though, man.
And that's what I'm saying. That, like, to me, you could be happy if your candidate won. You could be maybe somewhat disappointed that your candidate didn't win if you voted for the opposite. But my thing is this: when I have a friend of mine coming to me, damn near in tears because her family is divided, because what? Y'all disagree on something? Me and Keel disagree on a lot of things. A billion things. Me and my wife disagree on things. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't divide us. At the end of the day, we have to come together and make this place a better place, man. Y'all know I'm big on that. I always talk about those type of things as far as making this world better. I'm big on those things, but that's crazy to lose friendship or a family over a disagreement on who you think should be the president of the United States or any matter for that matter, in my opinion.
No, you're right about that though, because like you said, me and you, we don't agree on a lot of things, but it's nothing, no ill will or personal stuff. I mean, I'll say things to you where you be like, okay, you out of pocket, but I would never go on the internet or social media to disrespect you like that. Even with me and Reek, we don't agree on a lot of things. Like Reek will tell me on the side like how he feel towards a certain situations or what I'm doing, but it's nothing, no ill will or animosity, nothing personal, which will divide anybody from the MBS brand. Um, and I think sometimes people take it out of line. And I know when it comes to politics, like relationships get breaking up, friendships get breaking up, families get separated, and I don't think it should be like that. It's just who gets elected the president of the United States at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to.
And I know Reek on here, so shout out to Reek for coming through. But I also want to say, I understand because I have a friend of mine, like I said, real issues. I get it. I understand, but it shouldn't divide family members. But what up, Reek, man? What you thought about
Yeah,
last night's president election, real quick, as
yeah.
far as the presidency?
I mean, first of all, I want to start saying I'm very upset that C and Mr. Box Office not on after all the trash they talked all year about this election. I'm very upset that they leaked this. But anyway, is that noise? Can y'all hear that noise in the background too loud?
You good?
Yeah, you good.
All right. Like, so basically my thing is with this is pretty much agreeing with y'all, everything y'all said. Like, people are literally ending 20, 10 plus year relationship, friendships, or family or whatever over an election. Like, this is what I think people fail to understand. And everyone's opinionated about this, but I think people fail to understand is that you have the right. You wasn't given the right to vote. You was given the right to have a choice. A choice is what it is. So whatever your choice is, that's up to you. You can't make nobody do what they like, pick who you want because you want them, because there's plenty of people on the other side that thinks opposite of you. So you can't be like, oh, well, if you voted for this person, just delete me. That, like, what? That doesn't make no sense. Like, it's not a friend of mine. It's not an associate of mine. forget friend or family, associate of mine that I'm cutting off because they voted for someone that I didn't like. Because they did something for me at some point in my life that's way beyond worried about these two people that's taking over the country, that's gonna be running the country for 4 years. Like, it just is what it is. Like, it's very simple. It shows how much real loyalty people really have towards people. Like, when you really sit and think about it, like, you're letting a decision that someone made divide you. And even to go deeper, that this might be controversial, and that's fine. I don't care. I'm not gonna send up the crazy mess up MBS. Don't worry. X. The thing is crazy, but I know a lot of black people, African Americans, be like, "Oh, if you don't vote, people they fought through slavery and da 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 for your right to vote." Yes, very true. They fought for you to have a right to make a decision, not that they fought that you have to go vote. Now we just have a right to either vote for a person or not vote. Back in the day, we had no right of anything. We have a right. That's what they get in misconstrued. That they didn't fight for us to be like, oh, you got it, now you have to. They fought that we have the opportunity. I can make a decision every 4 years if I want to and who I want to.
Right.
And that's what it come down to me. But it's just like it's not crazy.
Right, man. I just
and let me just I want to and honestly, I'm not the biggest Trump person or Kamala, but I want to congratulate the winner because at the end of the day, any winner, I don't care what it is, sports, anything. If you win, congratulations. Like you did all you had to do, whether people disagree with it or not. You did all you had to do to get to where you get to this win, and you won. You deserve to win. Congratulations. It is what it is, and we'll see what happens in this 4 years while you're in term again. I'm fine with that.
That's all it comes down to, bro. That's all at the end of the day. I just hate that we're here and the nation is so divided. It seems like people on Facebook talking crazy on both sides. And I'm just like, not just Facebook, social media. And like I said, in person, I had somebody tell me today that them and their families falling out behind this. And I'm just like, dang, because your person didn't win or your person won. That's crazy to me.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, this is, you know what's even worse, bro? But just to add to it, what's one of the biggest issues that people have that's against Trump? Outside of racism, one of the biggest issues that they said that he's trying to divide the country, right? That's what they said. But now with the election being over and he won, now y'all dividing. Now y'all doing your own division by trying to in relationships. So y'all dividing in your own way. So y'all are Trump, if that's the sense. Because y'all making the decision to divide yourselves from your family and friends because of their decision. So it's just dumb. Salute to everybody that voted. I understand the emotions behind it for everybody. But at the end of the day, supposedly everything's fair and square. That's all I can ask for is fair. Whoever wins, they're the winner, and I'm fine with that.
And you don't have to like it. At the end of the day, you don't have to like it, but you can't change it.
You cannot change it at all.
It is what it is at this point, man. But
there you go.
Wow, what it is, homie.
Man, real quick, I know, like I told you, I wanted you and Yvonne and Keo to do a show prior, but what's your thoughts on the election real quick, man?
Disappointed. I wasn't surprised, just disappointed. Of course, I have my reservations about Trump and everything he stands for, but can't do nothing but pray for the best now. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
At this point, I feel like I hate to say it. It's two things I hate to say. I feel like America as a whole, because of how they let him win the election, a person who's constantly showing you who he is, constantly, and you still elect him, like it's nothing you can do about that. That is like we as a country bought into that and believed everything they told us, even when we saw the lie. We allowed him to tell us that she was a liar when he was constantly getting caught in lies. It's just so much stuff that was wrong about it. And my whole thing about it's like I hated that the Democrats allowed him to make it a personal thing instead of being focused strictly on the issues and the policies, which I feel like they had a better chance of winning because he had no policies out. He discussed no issues. He just found things that riled people up and went after him. And and I was upset at the black, like I mentioned last week on the show, the black turnout, black people turnout. And this ain't no shot at you, Reek, but I guarantee you, we are the only race, black people are the only race that had people telling them, don't go vote at all. Don't go to vote at all. You don't like neither one of the candidates. Neither one of the candidates gonna do nothing for us. Just don't go vote at all. No other race said that. No other race said that.
I don't disagree. At first, I didn't take it as a shot at all. But I don't take it as a shot. I look at it as, I don't think that's true. For one, I know plenty of Caucasian. I have plenty of Caucasian friends that say they don't like either. They're not voting. So if it's just my friends that's doing it, I know it's other Caucasians that's like that. I just think that our votes is so much more important because less of us vote than Caucasians do. So when we don't vote, it hurts more. But I wouldn't say that we're the only race, you know what I mean, that just don't vote for nobody because they don't like either.
Bro, I'm not saying we're the only race that don't vote for nobody. I'm saying we're the only ones that come out. We'll come out. We have our celebrities saying stuff like that are encouraging us not to vote.
Yeah,
and it works. It works. It's like that's voter suppression at its highest form. And so just looking at some numbers, last night the black men turnout nationwide 4%. White men turnout 34%.
Can I question you on that though?
What?
I know we got to move on to it. So, but how much of America does black men take up? And how much America does white men take up? So the difference ain't that bad as it sounds. It's only about 11%. It's only about 11% of black males in America.
All right,
so
it's 11%, and only 4% of that 11% turns out.
But you said 34% for Caucasians, but it's about 53% Caucasian in America. So it's not that much of it. If you really look at the difference, it's a 20% difference for Caucasians then compared to 7% for, you know what I'm saying, black America. So it males wise, so it ain't that big of a difference. In the sense.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a big difference between 7 and 20.
Yeah, we're less. No, what I'm saying is only 7% of us didn't vote compared to 20% of them that didn't. It's just more of them.
No, 4% of the 11% of black men that are registered voters voted.
Right, so 7 didn't. But 20% of Caucasian males didn't.
No,
so
4%. They're saying 4% out of 100% of the male black voters voted.
But if we make up 11%, that's what I'm saying. Only 7% is the difference. We only make up 11% of America.
We only make up 11% of America.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
So
but 4% of the 100% of that 11. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get you. I think if you go to, I think both things can be true. But I just think, you're right. I'm not gonna say you're not right. If you want everyone to vote, then yeah, we need to all be out there for that 11% to make some sense because we don't make that much up anyway. So we need all 11 in that sense. If you look at it in that sense, but my thing is the difference ain't that big. Is more for them than us.
Listen to what I'm saying because I think what you and me are saying two different things. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, all right, so that 11% that you're talking about is 100%. That's the 100%. 4% of that 100%, which has only started off at 11% in the first place,
right,
went to vote. You get what I'm saying?
I get you. I get you.
So say it's 4 of us on here right now, right?
Right.
And I hate percentages, bro. It's 1%, and one of us don't go. One of us don't go, right?
25% didn't go.
Huh?
So 25%. Yeah.
25% don't go. All right, cool. So this 20, but that 25, 25% of us do vote,
and 75 wouldn't.
Right.
75% of us didn't
vote. Right.
No, 75% of us didn't vote at all.
Right.
But only 4 of that 25% went and voted. So it's not.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers like y'all know the numbers as far as who voted and who didn't. I have a question for Keo and see, I know we can't stay on this forever, and I wish Yvonne was here. like I was saying, see, before you came on here, and I'm just giving the example. Now, I'm not sitting there saying I don't know what y'all families did, but let's just say hypothetically, Keo, that one of your sisters said, "Well, I'm voting for Kamala," and see, what if one of your sons or your brother or your mom said, "I'm voting for Trump"? Would y'all allow that to y'all to fall out behind that?
No, man.
No,
No.
Oh,
no.
I
That's
just
not
because
something.
as I had a situation like that happen at work today, one of my good friends came up to me and said they family completely fell out behind this. That's crazy.
Let me ask you, were they white?
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense.
I ain't jacking that. I ain't jacking that because my whole time I was a bunch of black women going crazy.
But
I
there's
ain't
people on
jacking that.
Facebook. There's people on Facebook that's not white, that's black, and they're like, delete me now. I don't care if we fail. I'm like, what?
Mostly black people, yes. Mostly black people, yeah.
But that's again, that's most. I'm sure most of your thread is black people.
Right.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to politics, white people, they don't play about their politics. They don't play about it, especially when you have this is a different type of politics we're dealing with. The Trump supporters, they are very aggressive and they believe in intimidating and trying to force people to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't think their way, they believe in trying to intimidate you, and that goes for family members and anybody else.
Yeah.
So I can see that falling out in their households or whatever.
Do you
Yeah,
agree with that, Keo? Because Keo, I know Keo, you openly say it. So I'm asking. I'm trying to get knowledgeable on this. I'm trying to get enlightened by this.
I don't think all of that is true though. My sister's boyfriend, he's white. He's all Trump, Donald Trump. And then obviously my sister, she's all about Harris. And they do their back and forth, but it's not nothing to no personal ill will. Same thing with the family also. My sister's family and our family. There's no malicious intent towards anything. It just depends who you are. I don't think all white people are like that, and I don't think all black people are. I don't think all black people are like that. Also, me and my ex girlfriend, like she hates Donald Trump. She like let it be known, like calls them racist, calls them and all these type of names, and I'll say some things back. We'll get into our heated arguments, but it doesn't go further than that. But there are some, black people I talked to that was like, if you rock with Donald Trump, I don't want anything to do with you. And they have told me that too. So, I mean, that's how this world works, man.
Here's the thing. I never said all. That'd be ridiculous to say all, because all Harris supporters, all black people don't think Donald Trump racist. Personally, I never said he was racist. I don't think he likes anybody but himself. So that's not one thing I don't think I've ever gone on record call him racist. But,
but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's really how I feel, because I don't think he likes white poor people either. Anybody who can't help him, assist him, that's who I believe he doesn't like. And if they happen to be black, they just happen to be black. And just most of those people end up being black or Mexican or or Puerto Rican.
All right. Well, Mr. Box Office, I know we're 25 minutes in. I don't want to take too much time because I know we have a lot to go on over as far as sports. But real quick, what's your take on the election and how it turned out?
Well, first off, I want to say my sources were the best sources. Okay. I kept saying follow Polymarket. Polymarket's a gambling experts. They were saying the whole time Trump is going to win this election. They literally kept saying it. Then as the week went on before the election, they at least gave Kamala Michigan and Wisconsin. They expected her to get those until election day yesterday. And then in the end, she did not win any swing states. Did y'all know Trump is the first Republican since 2004 to win the popular vote? No one had him win the popular vote. And I checked maybe 5 hours ago the last time because all the Arizona, Alaska, and Nevada numbers aren't in, but he was up 5 million, I think. Everyone's talking about, I heard C, I was driving on the way home. C was saying something like, despite however Trump acts, they still vote for him. This wasn't about Trump to me. This was how terrible Kamala was. Terrible. Let me tell y'all something. If this is the first Republican since to get the popular vote since 2004, that should tell you how she did. You know how many I've got some numbers up. You know how many counties in America Kamala did better than Biden in 2020? Zero. She lost a lot of the rural votes that Biden actually had an advantage on. She was terrible, and her people on this campaign were terrible. They spent over $1 billion. The Republicans spent only $333 million, but I'm saying compared to the billion, that's actually not that bad.
I got a question because, like I said, y'all enlightened me, and because I'm kind of lost a little bit only because didn't she start late though? Didn't she have a late start to the party as far as her being the nomination? I heard that, so don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, tell me.
Let me take that X real quick. She did, but it actually didn't matter, bro. Her jumping in rejuvenated the Democratic Party because Biden was that they had turned everybody against Biden so bad. He was looking so bad. They needed to put her in there to give them a chance to win the presidency at all.
That's what I heard. I heard that. I heard like there's no chance Biden beats Trump at the time.
Would have been washed.
That's what I mean.
It would have been worse if Biden ran this time. It would have been worse than what happened with Kamala for sure.
Yeah. Whereas the last election that Biden beat Trump, it was because the same reason why Trump won this time, in my opinion, is because Biden ran off how bad Trump did in his presidency. So this time Trump just did the same thing to them. Look at what Harris them did when their last 4 years in there. Didn't you have more money when I was in? Wasn't prices lower and all this other stuff that didn't have anything to do with the presidency, by the way. But that's what they ran on. That's what they got people thinking, and that's what they got people believing, and that's why people went out and voted for them.
I think you're wrong. I think Biden would actually put up a better fight against Trump because obviously he's was able to beat him before, and while he's going into this campaign, people are under the assumption that hey, Biden is our guy. We're gonna vote for him. And as soon as Biden stepped out, I honestly felt like when Kamala stepped in, she lost those Biden voters, and those voters went to Donald Trump. That's just me. That's just how I viewed it.
Nah, man.
Can I just say something real quick? And this gonna be real quick. At the end of the day, and it's the realistics. If I'm being like 100%, like she had two things that killed her off the rip. And if you really thinking about it, it's not gonna work. This is the 47th president now, correct? The 47th.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 47 presidents, we had one black president. She presented herself as black. That's one against her. Number two, out of the 47 presidents, we never had a woman president. That's two. She's black and she's a woman. You had no shot. This is gonna be realistic about it. Men don't want to see a woman in power for the most part, and we don't want black people in power for the most part. It just is what it is. Like, so she was behind the 8 ball off the rip, and then, like you said, she started late. It literally was no shot. Like, even though I know C and box office went at it a lot for the past year or so, and I enjoyed it because I thought it was like they actually like enlightened me and learned some things. Actually, if I'm being honest, I didn't jump in that much, but I read a lot of the things they post, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, let me check my own stuff too. And then when I came all down to it, none of it mattered. What it really was she's a woman and she's black. You're not gonna win. It's just that simple.
At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, whatever you want to call it, Kamala got her ass kicked in this election, man. This was a huge landslide. This was probably the best political comeback that I ever see, man. With all the stuff that Donald Trump went through, nobody gave him a chance from all the investigations that he went through, being charged as a criminal on over what about 30 counts and all that, and then he goes through this. That's and he swept, and the Republicans swept everything from the Senate to the House to this, and he took her stakes. He broke down that blue wall that they call it, and I did not expect that, man. It was a huge surprise for me that the way Trump dominated this election.
Let me say something. Let me say something real quick. Let me ask you a question. All right. I compare. Are we all familiar with the name David Koresh?
No.
Okay, David Koresh.
I'm completely lost. I'm learning right now.
In the early 90s, David Koresh was a cult leader that in Texas that had I forgot what part of Texas it was. It was early 90s. I was real young, and he had they ended up having to send the military to go get the people out of the compound he had built. And he like tried to burn it down with the people in there or whatever, because they wouldn't leave. They wouldn't leave. No matter what the man did, they wouldn't leave. They loved him that much. That's what I compare Trump supporters to, because this man was convicted of 34 felonies, impeached not once, twice. If that had been a Democratic person running for president, would they have felt the same way that they felt about Trump? Is there any way they would have been able to allow? He wouldn't have been even allowed to run for president. They would have saw to it. And I think that's where the Democrats and the Republicans they differ, because Republicans wouldn't stood for that. There's no way. The Republicans are just so much better at getting their verbiage out and influencing people with what they say. Anything that they say it enough so people believe this. It's like the box office technique. He'll say something that's a total bull crap so many times that people just start believing it. Yeah, I've heard of Young Thug and P. Diddy. Girl, the hell does they have to do with anything? My thing is, neither one of them are ran for president. But my next thing is being influenced and hearing something so many times, the Republicans will say anything. The latest thing that killed me, they said all black men hate Kamala, and that all the black men are gonna vote for Trump. And that's one of the most
annoying. So annoying. I hate that they're trying to make this a woman versus man thing. Like it's not. Right. For us at least, it's not. Like it just is what it is. She just lost, man. They talk all these posts. These same men that didn't want to vote for Kamala is the same men that they women do their applications and shut up.
All right, let me get back in here. So
my bad box.
I got some numbers for y'all. All right, I really want y'all to think about this and actually try to answer this question, because I'm not a conspiracy guy. When we talk sports, rarely do you ever hear me blame it on the refs and say, the NFL cheated that game or that. I'm not. I know that happens in sports. Tim Donaghy got caught, and also I'm not a conspiracy guy. That's one thing I'm not. However, this is actually the first day in my life that I actually think something went on in the last election, and here's why. Here's why, though. And see, I want you to answer this though. Here's some numbers. Here, I'm gonna give you the amount of votes the Democrat Party got since 2004. 2004, they got 59 million. Obama first term, 69. second term Obama, 66. Clinton, 66. Biden, 81. And Kamala, as of right now, 67. So obviously she lost a lot of voters to Trump. Where are the remaining votes? Like, how did Biden get 81 million in 2020? There's no way. It doesn't add up. Like, if there's no way anybody with a functional brain can do that math, because like Kamala's at 67 million, right? Biden got 81. Trump's at right now 72. Let's say we give him 5 million right there. That went to 5 million that went to Trump right there. Where are the other 11?
How
It
much?
just doesn't make sense.
How many votes did Trump get last time?
Let me look.
Well,
Hold
my
on,
question-
Yo. I'm trying to get.
My question to you would be, because I'm like I said, I'm learning. Because what it looks like from what, like, I'm on the outside.
He got
obviously. I'm
70.
learning all this
He
stuff
got
right now.
74 last time. See,
I got 74. Okay,
Yeah,
so he had.
how many
go
did
ahead,
you get this
sorry.
time?
72 so far, but it's not all in.
Okay.
So like, there's no way this is making sense, bro.
that means the
wait a
voter
minute.
turnout-
Hey, listen, we about to be on till 1:30. Buckle in. Buckle in, baby. Eastern,
Yeah.
buckle in.
You're gonna have 12 more people call in, but
we here till 1:30 today, baby.
Here's the thing, bro. That means the voter turnout was higher last time than it is this time. That's easy. That's easy. I got numbers too.
okay, that's fine. So what do you think it is? Kamala's a ass candidate, or it's rigged? It's one or the
I
other.
told you what it was already. She's a woman and she's black.
No,
She's a black woman. That's one. Those are a combo. One big reason.
For sure.
The second big reason is that the Democrats fumbled the bag so bad, and like I said, the Republicans, their verbiage and the way that they ran their campaign, it was a master class.
So they had a better game plan.
They had a better game plan, man.
Yeah, but not these numbers though. Not to the point she gets 14 million less than Biden, bro.
All right, guys.
It's less voter turnout.
All right, guys. Before we wrap things up, man, I wanted to bring Yvette on from the MBS. Let's talk about it. I'm pretty sure you guys know who she is.
Wow, what up, Yvette?
Yvette, I'm pretty sure you remember you did a show with him. That's X, Reek, and obviously Yvonne. Yvette, really quick, what's your thoughts on this election? You're on mute. She's on mute.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. This was like very unexpected. I have to get into class right after this. So I was already Team Trump from the very beginning. I was not the biggest fan of Biden nor Kamala. I wasn't surprised with the election results. I already knew he was going to win by a landslide. And I feel bad for everyone who's like, oh, like our women's rights are being taken away now and everyone voted for a rapist. But I just feel like everyone thought so emotionally and didn't really look at the actual real problems we have in this world. And that's just what that is. And people saw through the smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? They saw through it, like all of these rallies and twerking and all of these celebrities' endorsements. I guarantee you these celebrities probably endorsed Kamala, but probably ended up voting Trump. You know what I mean? So that's just what that is, in my opinion.
So all right, I'm glad you said that. Okay. So what are these real issues that you speak of?
Okay, so when we were already on offensive World War III, right? They automatically had already said no. What you mean no?
Where are we on the offensive World War III at?
Do you not you don't know what's going on with Israel or Ukraine, and that why the U.S. is not going to stay out of it because those are our allies?
Are we are we fighting?
We are funding them.
Are we fighting
What you
over
funding?
them?
We
Biden
would
and
have
Harris
though.
Huh?
Biden and Harris is funding them, and we would have been on the lines if we continued to have them for 4 more years. I promise you that.
Okay, so tell me this. Okay, so is that a new war? Are those people just now starting to fight just over the last 4 years?
Actually, yeah.
It's been within
No.
the 4 years, yeah. It started
Yeah, within the 4 years. Yeah.
within the 4 years.
Those two have been going at it for years since the early 1900s.
But it started back up within.
But they also had a peace. Yeah. They had also peace going on for X amount of years. Within these last 4 years, though, it's been really bad.
Okay, they had peace. They had peace going on. When did the peace start?
You said what?
When did this peace start?
Clearly 4 years. Like, well, it didn't happen within these 4 years, so it was before that.
I'm asking a specific question. When did this peace start?
I can't give you a specific year, my guy.
No one can.
The reason why I'm asking that is because Trump takes so much pride in saying we didn't have any kind of wars or anything going on while he was in there. Did the peace start when Trump came in?
The peace has probably been there for years, even before Trump was there.
Okay, so it didn't have anything to do with Trump.
No, but that's not the argument.
No, but that's not the argument at all.
That's my argument.
The argument was that given that the Democrats were funding Ukraine and not even helping their own people, that's the problem.
The Democrats are funding.
We over here going broke. They're gave them over $6 billion. Way over $6 billion.
Over $6 billion.
How do you not see that that's a problem? And they're giving people $750 in the fucking US.
Okay.
Please help me understand that. And then they're trying to say, oh, they cut FEMA funding. You want to know why they cut FEMA funding? Why they blocked it? Because the Republicans found out this isn't for the people. This isn't for the people. So yes, we're going to block it.
Tell me this. You're talking about the $750. Now, where is this going to? Let's just be clear.
You said to supposedly to the people.
To the people where?
What do you mean where?
You're saying that they sent fucking $750 to the people.
To the hurricane victims.
The hurricane people. So
what are they doing with $700? What you gonna do with $750 when you lose your motherfucking house?
Did the governor of that state not say that the United States is sending them everything that they needed?
That's BS. That once again, that's misinformation and what social media is throwing around.
No, this was the governor. This is not social
He
media.
literally said that now they want to reach out and help us when we've been asking for help. But y'all want to help now when the election has started? Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. No. Let's be so for real. You tell me, what has the Biden administration have done for you in the last 4 years? Matter of fact, why did you vote for Kamala? Let's start there.
Whoa. We hit the 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. Why did I vote for Kamala?
Why'd you vote for Kamala? Let me know something.
Why did I vote for Kamala?
Yeah. Or whoever. Yeah.
Whoever.
Because I care about things that Kamala cares about. I care
Like what? Like
about
what?
education. I
Uh-huh.
care about education.
Also misinformation from Project 2025 that's not Trump's. Go back, keep going.
Okay. It's everybody Trump knows, but it's not Trump.
His is Agenda 47. Please look it up. Have you read his policies?
He didn't have any.
Actually, he has a whole motherfucking page. He has a matter.
Wow.
I actually was just on the pages.
Democrats
Recently.
took another L
Okay,
tonight.
why didn't he put any of these
Are you going off of Project 2025 that was being promoted by Democrats? I just need to know, because then this argument is done.
No, I actually didn't mention that.
Oh. Okay.
You mentioned that, did you?
So
not?
where are you getting the Board of Education coming? Where are you getting that from?
You asked me what do I care about.
Mm-hmm.
I told you what I cared about. You started talking about Project 2025.
But
So
you're
it's
saying
not like
Kamala
that.
cares about it. But why did they bring that up though? Do you remember in the rallies, if you watched them, why they were bringing it up? Why she kept arguing, oh, he wants to take away the Board of Education. He wants to take women's rights. Women's rights to what? Fucking abortion?
Do you know what a Roe v. Wade?
Yes.
Okay, so
So it's women reproductive rights, right? Women
it's
reproductive
just,
rights.
It's just abortion.
And no, absolutely not. Because
Okay.
even if you have these women who are being raped in their household and getting pregnant and they can't abort these children, or something ends up happening with their pregnancy and they can't get rid of this child, absolutely, I'm all for that. But again, misinformation. He never fucking said that. He said
He didn't fucking
abortion
say it,
to a
but
certain
people
extent.
saying-
abortion to a certain amount of weeks.
No. Roe v.
Read
Wade
his
was
policy.
abortion, period. You read it. He had Roe v. Wade repealed. Am I wrong, or am I making up bullshit?
The House definitely did, absolutely. But Trump said, you know what? That's up to your state, though. So how about you vote in your state if you want some change?
Right. So he came in and did what, an executive order on that?
What did your state do?
I ain't talking about the state.
It was up to your state, though. Your state decided that for the women.
I'm talking about
People are blaming Trump, and it was your state that had the ultimate decision.
All right.
You're
All right,
trying
real
to
quick.
deflect it
Real
off of
quick.
Trump.
Oh, both sides. Both sides.
Let
Hold
them
on, real
cook.
quick. Hey, hold on, real quick. Hey, real quick. We gonna save this for let's talk about it. Y'all more than welcome to get on that with Keo. But we have a big long show to go.
Yeah, y'all go. I gotta go to my class, y'all. I'm doing pre-law right now.
Yo,
Cut
shout out
that
to
class.
Yvette, man.
Cut
Make sure you go. Shout out to Yvette. Make sure you go check her out on the MBS Let's Talk About It show, man. So
New episode will be coming
But I
soon.
would
I'm just
definitely
trying to
love for
figure
y'all
it
to get
out.
on the Let's Talk About It show and really have. But when y'all have the conversation, allow each other to talk, please.
But look, hey, X, I definitely want
And
to say,
I'm a woman. I don't know how to do that.
both of y'all are very
I'm
informative.
a man. I like to stick to facts.
Both of y'all are very
Yvette,
informative. I appreciate both of y'all.
Yvette, go before you get out of here. Go ahead and give
Yeah.
your shout outs.
I just, I want to shout out to y'all. Thank you guys for having me here. To everybody tuning in, to listening, subscribing, sharing all the time. Definitely shout out to everybody who voted. Even though electoral college vote is actually more important, popular vote also is, and everyone has a voice. And I'm, happy that everybody, use their right to vote. So that's awesome, and kind of just shows you where we're headed. I know people are not happy with the results, but you won't be complaining within the next 6 months. So we'll be all right.
All right, Yvette. See you soon.
Bye, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
And I know it's a hot topic, and I would love for y'all to keep going, but we have a show to do, and we're 47 minutes in already.
My
All
God,
right,
I got
man.
kids.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Yvette once again. Check her out on the MBS Let's Talk About It show. Shout out to Derwin, who just donated on the MBS channel right now. So, but with that being said, we're moving on over to college football, man. College football. The CFB playoff rankings actually has came out for the first time this year. What's your guys' thoughts on it, man?
Y'all want me to go first, or y'all want to grab it?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first, and y'all let me
I'll
have
read the
two.
comments. I didn't hear what you said, bro.
Since y'all only let me have 2 sentences for the last topic.
Come on time next time. Come on time next time. Box office.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah.
I was. X apparently let Keo know 45 minutes before the show that we need to come on early. I mean, we have an MBS chat for a reason all day long to comment on. I mean, come on.
Fight back, box
Anyway,
office. Fight back.
And
Fight
Keo,
back.
Keo,
Hey,
stop
our
bringing on
time-
more than 5 people, man.
Hey, our time is our time. I'm late sometimes too. I'll be honest.
Hey, I'm gonna go off of the football rankings. I'm completely fine with the top 5. I'm fine with any of these rankings right now because there's so many games to play. Alabama's going to play LSU this weekend. We're going to have the conference title games. We're going to have Big 12, SEC, ACC, Big 10, all that to happen. So we still have a lot of fire matchups ahead. This will change around a lot. But I will say this, top 5, I'm good with. Number 6, and I like Penn State this year. If Indiana was a blue blood, they would be above Penn State. They're undefeated. They're in the same conference. And they're 2 spots behind. And that the only reason is because they're not a blue blood. Okay. If this was college basketball, they'd be ahead of them. But in college football, they're just not a blue blood, so they're behind. But they've been more impressive, and they're in the same conference. But it doesn't matter too much right now. You see a team like Colorado playing much better recently. 2 losses. They're at 20. If they win the Big 12, they're going to end up a 4 seed. So they could end up a 4 seed. They can still even get into the top 12 in general if they win out.
Win the Big 12.
You did, but it still hasn't happened. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Clemson hurt themselves with that loss to Louisville. However, they could
Who
still
picked them to lose
possibly.
to Louisville? I forgot. I'm sorry. I hate to keep cutting you off. Who picked them?
I had Louisville.
Oh,
You know
my
you did.
God.
No, you didn't. No, you
Yeah, I
didn't.
did.
Only one person did.
I did. I know I did. Don't
I know.
don't play.
Clemson,
Don't
but
play with me. It's crazy.
Clemson with a little bit of help can still end up playing Miami, and if they beat Miami, they could be a top 4 seed. So not a lot of these teams are out of it. I don't really have a big issue with it. Alabama 11 is interesting though, because if Alabama beats LSU, you know they're probably in there since they're already an 11 seed. Teams like BYU are interesting because BYU can win the Big 12. They can end up a top 4 seed. So all in all, I'm okay with these rankings. Still a lot of big matchups to come ahead. But teams like Indiana, BYU, if they were blue bloods, they'd be a lot higher being undefeated at this point of the season.
You wanted it, Reek? Go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't remember the after the 5 right off the bat, off the top of my head, but I did look at it. I'm okay with it. One thing I will say, and I'm shocked that Ivan didn't, and I respect that he didn't. He just went with some teams deserve to be where they are. In the top 5, I think they all deserve to be there. Like we know Texas could probably be in there over Miami, and Texas is a top 2 or 3 team easily. So like teams like that, we know that, you know what I mean? But they just had an unfortunate loss to another great team. You know what I'm saying? So we know that teams that's behind the top 5, some of them are better than some of them that's in the top 5. But I respect that they put the people that's been doing what they need to do, what's been put in front of them, and handle business in the top 5 for now. And again, it won't matter because, like you said, once we get to the playoffs, I mean, typically the better team is going to win. It's any given Saturday with any Saturday or Sunday, whatever, or Monday, whatever they play each other in the playoffs. It's any given when a bunch of good teams play. But we do know if you just take a poll from a non-biased fan, like I'll put it in there. I know Box Office is a Texas fan. I'm a Miami fan. If you say who's better between Texas and Miami, I'm gonna tell you Texas, and I'm a Miami fan. Do I believe in any given Saturday that we might can have a better day? I do, but I'm not betting that game. If it happens, I'm not betting. Let's do it. I might bet some props, but I'm not going to. So you know what I'm saying? It's just so I'm okay with I'm perfectly fine with the rankings for the playoffs, how they set it up, and I feel like they show respect. Other than what Box Office said that Indiana should be ranked higher than Penn State. I agree with that. Even though Penn State has been having a great season on their own, they lost to another great team as well. But I'm okay with it being what it is at this point.
Thanks, see.
Kind of they hit the nail on the head, man. Oregon being number 1 is kind of a gimme right now. At this point, Georgia number 2, Ohio State number 3. I think they earned that. Miami, you actually could have probably had Miami at 3 and Ohio State at 4, just because Miami has looked like they're Cam Ward. He's looked like he makes their team better. If you put them on the field together, I could not go for Miami. I could not bet on Miami. And Texas, I think Texas is where they should be. To be honest with you, they got a loss. They got a loss on their record. The teams ahead of them. Ohio State, they could. I would put Ohio State at 5. I'd have Ohio State at 5 because if they play Texas, I got Texas. You know what I mean? And Miami and Texas, I'd have to see it. I probably would lean more toward Texas, but Miami being undefeated makes the difference with me keeping them 1 above Texas. So you know, you got, like I said, you can't play nobody but the people that are on your schedule, and they beat everybody that's on their schedule. They ain't blown everybody out. They had a couple of scares, but they didn't lose any of them. So I'll keep them on. I'll keep them above Texas with that. Above Texas with 1. But the top 5, which is all that really matters to me right now, is cool with me because of the seedings. And what did you say? Colorado, if they win the Big 12, they'll get in. And I don't think who I picked for the Big 12. Utah?
You pick Utah like me, but they got hurt with injuries.
Yeah, that's why I'm about to say they out of it.
They
Well,
did though.
Bruh.
Yeah.
They not that good, bruh.
They better than Kansas.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, only got 2 more wins. Let's not do that.
It ain't that many games, X. 2 wins.
Yeah.
You're right, but I'm just saying they're not that good.
But nah, man. Like right now, it is early. Like Box Office said, the top 5. That's accurate to me. I'm good with the rest.
Okay. The only thing I think I heard you say, Ohio State's number 2 though, right? In the actual Ohio State's 2 in the actual committee
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Ohio State's only loss is to the number 1 team in the country on the road, which Will Howard did slide a little too late. Had to give them a chance to kick a field goal. Maybe they win. My only backlash to what you said about Texas, and I'm going into the season saying I think SEC team is going to win the championship just because I think Texas, Georgia, those teams are the top-notch teams. But at the end of the day, like to me, Georgia lost to Alabama, Texas lost to Georgia, so you don't have those losses. Oregon has beaten Boise State and Ohio State this year. And they've basically ran the rest of their schedule. They've had some close games early on, but as of late, Oregon has looked really impressive. I really don't have no issue like Box Office said. I'm really looking at the top 12, and I'm saying to myself, everything's going to work itself out. The only thing that I don't like, and maybe I'm on an island by myself when it comes to this, I think that they need to revamp that as far as if you win your conference, you should get a first round bye.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't think that's cool because I don't think a team like Colorado or whoever wins the Big 12, or let's just say hypothetically Clemson loses another game, and then they turn around and beat Miami and win the ACC championship, and they get a bye over a team like Georgia. And let's just say for argument's sake, Georgia doesn't win the SEC. Georgia has beaten them, and we saw it with our own 2 eyes. I think that's more of my problem, but that has nothing to do with the 12 that just came out. I just think that maybe next year or in the near future, we need to revamp that. Outside of that, I'm okay.
Would you just do the best 12 teams, including the 4 conference champs, but you would rank them accordingly with their
I think that's how it should go.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh man. I think the Ohio State shouldn't be number 2. It should be Georgia. As a matter of fact, Georgia should be number 1. Georgia's the best team in college football, man. Georgia
Well,
smacked.
why play the games then? If you just don't go by what you think, I think you're right. But I just don't think you still got to go out there and win your games, and they haven't done it.
They do. Georgia
They lost
had
to
won.
Alabama.
They lost.
Yeah, and they beat Texas, arguably, who was ranked
What
the number
great
1
win
team
does
at that
And I'm
time.
not knocking
Oregon beat
Texas.
Ohio State.
But what great win does Texas have? And that's no disrespect to Texas, because I told you I think they're good. But what great win does Texas have right now in their belt? A great win, not a good win, a great win.
If they don't have if they don't have a great win, then they shouldn't be ranked number 5 then.
Hey, I understand that, but I don't think Georgia should be the number 1 team in the country. Even though I
Yeah,
think
they are the best team in the country. Put them against any team on a neutral site. They're beating Ohio State, and they're definitely beating Oregon. They're just a better overall team, and they're not even playing their best football, as a matter of fact. And
I
then
agree with
also,
that for sure.
and also my biggest gripe, also, I think a team that got snubbed. I think a team that got snubbed in this is SMU. SMU just blew out Pittsburgh. I picked the SMU, by the way. Yeah, they blew out Pittsburgh. I think their most impressive win is against Louisville. Louisville just dominated against Clemson. They're the only loss that they actually have is against BYU, which they only lost by 3 points in that game. And I think, that's not so bad for their resume. It's just, the conference that they play in. And I just think they slightly just missed the cut. I actually would put SMU above BYU, because BYU obviously, You know, they haven't played anybody. You know, they
They
did play
played
Oregon.
each other,
They did play Oregon, but they
but BYU beat SMU, so you can't put SMU above them.
no, that's what I said. That's what I said. SMU did lose to BYU by 3 points. I was talking about Boise State. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about. I would put Boise State above them, and I like what SMU has been doing lately. Also, other teams that you should look out for that could possibly creep in. I'm not going to say they're going to make it, but I would say look out for these teams. Teams like UNLV, teams like Tulane, team like Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns, teams like that. People should look out for. Now, I'm not saying they will make it, but you know those are some teams that could possibly bust a lot of people's bubbles. So yeah, those that's my thoughts on the first release of the college football playoffs, man.
One thing, real quick, before we jump off the subject. The only thing I don't like about the college football rankings, period, is because when you see teams ranked higher than other teams, and you know damn well if they played them, that lower team would win. Like, you know, I look at a team like,
Don't you do it.
if I told you Texas A&M was playing BYU today, you taking BYU? No chance. If I told you LSU was playing BYU today, nobody's taking BYU. You know what I mean? Ole Miss playing BYU. No chance BYU gets
But that's why I think it's, at the end of the day, it's gonna work itself out. Everything's gonna work itself out. You're gonna get the teams that belong there. I think somewhat. You still gotta win your games. Unfortunately, they're in the SEC, but we're gonna find out.
That's why I said that's
In the SEC get some respect, like they get leeway for losses because of the competition that they're losing to.
They do.
Compared to,
They
like,
do.
Miami
Absolutely.
lose. Miami's probably out the playoffs if they lose right now. Or if they're not, they're like right on the border to compare to a Georgia or Texas. If they lose, they're fine. They're not going nowhere. And I'm talking about like one game. And maybe even two. Like, honestly, Georgia and Texas can lose 2 games and they probably still make it. No one else can. So what's the give and take? It's pros and cons to both.
What's a funny situation though in the Big Ten though? If the regular season just ended right now, the Big Ten title game would be Oregon versus Indiana. So you would have teams like Ohio State and Penn State get in because their season is over, and meanwhile Indiana or Oregon's going to take an L, and let's say they already had an L, which they don't right now. It would actually hurt them for playing in a conference title game.
No, that's not true. I mean, the conference game don't go to have nothing to do with the playoffs. They said the playoffs is decided before the conference game is played.
All right, man.
So the conference game.
No, that doesn't make
No,
sense.
that's not true.
I promise you, the conference championship. I promise you. I'll Google
That
it.
doesn't make
Right
sense, bro. That doesn't make sense.
No, because the
All
top
right,
4
man.
seeds is the conference champs.
Yeah, if the playoff was set, why the hell would they even play the conference titles games? Then?
That's
That
what I
doesn't
was
make
saying
sense.
when I see. I'm gonna show you.
No, that doesn't make sense, bro. Because right now, let's say we get a Texas-Georgia rematch, right? One of them is going to have a second loss. Meanwhile, let's say Tennessee wins out. They're sitting there at one loss. They're like, hell yeah, we don't want to play in a conference title game. We're going to sit here with our
And
one loss.
also, Tennessee won't get the bye automatically. The team that wins that game is gonna get the bye.
But I'm saying, at least
No, I agree.
At
Because
least they don't risk another L.
but that's what I'm saying. I was gonna say that when we got to the picks. LSU, Alabama, for example. Whoever wins that game, I ain't lying to you. They have to be rooting for Georgia to win against things. Because you can't go to the SEC championship game and lose that game. Because even though you won this week, you'll be out with that third loss, I think.
All right, man. Let's
So,
move
yeah.
along, man. We're moving along to our next topic, man. And we're going to talk about the Heisman, man. The Heisman race, 11 weeks in football, man. Who are your top 3 in your Heisman rankings right now?
So y'all better get right this
Go
time.
ahead.
Y'all better get. I started. Y'all better get right. Y'all know last time y'all was hating, but we gonna get right to now. Number 1. I'm not gonna go back. We're going from the top guy in college. Cam Ward is number 1. He's the next Jaden Daniels. Just book it. Cam Ward, number 1. Number 2. I got to give it to Travis Hunter, number 2. I don't even understand how he was before last week. To me, that's just crazy. But I got to give him the credit. Like, he's making plays on offense, he's making plays on defense. I'll give him number 2. And their team is winning. They're winning. Like, they're outdoing what most thought they would do at this point. So I got to give them credit there. And then number 3, I got I can't say his name. What's the Boise State running back name? Say it.
Ashton Jeanty.
I got to give him this credit. Like, yeah, the competition that we spoke about before isn't as high that he's playing, but when he did go against competition, Oregon, the number 1 team, he showed up. So he showed me that the competition don't matter. I'm gonna still show you I'm that guy. So I got him at number 3, and that's my top 3. I'm real quick with that.
I'll go next. All right. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you my top 3, and Travis Hunter's not in it because y'all told me.
I'll go.
Here's what y'all told me.
He froze. Man froze.
You freeze when you about to say some BS.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll go. I have the same 3 as Reek, just in a different order. I do have Cam Ward number 1. I think what Cam Ward's done for Miami is just he's really resurrected that college again. That is crazy. He balls out. He has the moments. He has the stats to back up what he's done. At the end of the day, he has no losses. I'm going to reward all that. Stats, moment, and undefeated season so far. So he's number 1. Number 2 for me, I got Ashton Jeanty. At the end of the day, Ashton Jeanty, you can sit here and say, oh, he plays for Boise State. Name somebody else on Boise State's team. Name somebody else. They played Oregon, the number 1 team in the country, in Eugene, and lost by 3 points. And he went crazy. So I got Ashton Jeanty at 2. And then finally, I do have Travis Hunter at 3 just because he has the moment as well, the defensive play we know about. Well, I'm not going to say one play, plays that he has. And I think he's just one of those guys kind of like Charles Woodson, the Honey Badger. When you watch the film, he jumps off the screen. And you can't deny that he may be the best player, the best athlete for sure in college football.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
All
I
right.
like the colors you got on too, by the way. X.
What happened?
I like the colors you got on. I feel like you rocked them out for you.
All right. Let me jump in here right quick. I'm gonna give you 4. I'll give you top 4. All right, and I'll start with number 4. And he was originally supposed to be my Heisman pick, Mr. Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, okay.
Dylan Gabriel. He was supposed to be my Heisman pick from the beginning. I ended up going with Milroe, and that's not gonna happen. But for Dylan Gabriel, he's the number 1 quarterback on the number 1 team in the country right now. All he's doing is winning. All right, I liked him at Oklahoma. He went over there. He went ahead and turned it up. As he went to Oregon, he hadn't lost the beat, and he has the Ducks number 1 in the country. So you can't fault him on that. Nothing wrong with it. But he's just not these top 3. All right, and number 3, I'm gonna go with Mr. Jeanty. All right, I couldn't have him number 2 or number 1 because kind of simply, he's not gonna win it. It's like I can't see him win it. Outside of something drastic happening with my top two picks. But Jeanty, if he did win it, he deserved it. I believe he does need to be invited to New York. Because he's having a hell of a season as a running back in the NCAA this year, man. So he does deserve the invite to New York. Is he gonna win it? I doubt it. It's kind of like the Randy Moss thing. Randy Moss had to go. They had to let him go to New York that year, but we all knew he wasn't gonna win it. And but he was having a hell of a year. He was having an extraordinary year. So you gotta let Jeanty go to New York. He's number 3. Number 2.
Don't you get disrespectful.
Mr. Colorado, all right? Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, man, he's the best, definitely 100% the best athlete in college football right now. He's little. I'm worried about him going to the NFL, but right now, this man is cooking offense and defense. He's playing both ways, pretty much never sits down on the bench or whatever, and gets a blow. So he definitely his condition is definitely A1.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So him being able to transition that wise in that form going to the NFL is going to be easy for him. But I got Travis Hunter at number 2, and number 1, dude who's gonna make me lose $50. Cam Ward. Cam Ward, man, from Miami.
Wait, you owe me too? Both of y'all about to owe me?
Hell no, I don't.
Yeah, both of y'all. I forgot about you. Yeah.
Hey man.
Hey, Austin, I got a Christmas gift for you coming.
Nah, man, but nah, Cam Ward, man, he's down there and he brought the U back, bro. They've been saying the U is back for years now. Not until Cam got there. I believe that they need to throw him a ticker tape parade just for bringing that college, that university back, because now you have players actually wanting to stay in the Florida area and go to Miami like they used to. And that's what the U was built on. Florida players staying in Florida and going to the University of Miami. They might have had troubles in high school, and they go take those troubles to Miami and take it out on the field on boys. So now they've rejuvenated the U, and it's actually good. College football is better when the U is relevant. So I like it. Cam Ward, he's out there. He can throw it. He can run it. He's definitely number 1 in the Heisman race, if you ask me.
I like it so far.
Okay, I don't know. My computer shut down. But anyways, here's why I don't have Travis Hunter in top 3. It's because y'all told me when Quinn Ewers was hurt and he was coming back, I said he might win the Heisman. Y'all said, oh, no, you can't miss games and win the Heisman. Okay.
So what? What we say?
Y'all said
games, plural?
You can't miss games and
how many does Hunter miss?
Well, he got hurt. He missed one for sure and was out for 3 quarters in another. So the thing is, he's missed too much time, in my opinion. So here's how my list goes. Number 3, Dylan Gabriel. He was my original Heisman pick, and I think he could still win it. What if he wins the Big Ten title game, and all these other guys fall off? Let's say Cam Ward somehow gets 2 losses. Well, let's say you lose this weekend in the ACC title game. Well, we're looking at him differently. I said Travis Hunter's hurt. Let's say Ashton Jeanty and Boise State get spanked. So that would be 2 losses. So I think Dylan Gabriel can still win it. Number 2, to me, is Ashton Jeanty. To me, he's having a great year. He even did it against Oregon. I understand it's a smaller school. But look, if he just makes it to the playoff and wins out with those numbers, he's going to be invited for sure, and he could win it if these other guys fall off. I like him at 2. Number 1 is Cam Ward, though, because I don't think Miami is nearly as good without Cam Ward. Their defense always gives up 30, they always giving up 35 points. Cam Ward is always forced to pull them out of games by scoring more than the opposite team. C said football is better. College football is better with Miami good. I think college football is better when Florida State, or Miami is a contender. Any of them 3. And it just happens that Miami is a contender this year. So to me, he's the Heisman winner because he's undefeated, and he's the reason why they're undefeated. Like, it's clear. Oregon could have gotten 5 other quarterbacks, and they'd be on a roll. Ashton Jeanty, as great as Ashton Jeanty is, I think if you put a couple other running backs at Boise State, they'd be balling. Travis Hunter's been great. I think he's missed too much time, though. So I'm going to say in order, it's Cam Ward, then Ashton Jeanty, then Dylan Gabriel.
I got a little pushback for a statement you made.
Damn, I wanted to push back, but I'll wait for you and Kia to go.
Not real quick. My Florida State was undefeated last year. Nobody gave a damn. It's Miami.
I disagree with that because Florida State was the talk of the playoff about making it in or making it out.
Because of the injury to their quarterback. But throughout that whole year, outside of them beating LSU, I don't think we spoke about them the whole year.
I think it's because we have a Heisman candidate as well.
Yeah, they didn't have like a star, one star. Like, you remember Florida State during Winston, they were the talk of town.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying, though.
I love
when one of those 3 teams is really good at college football. It makes it fun.
You want me to wait, Keo, for your picks, or you want me to get my pushback?
Yeah. I want to go, man. I'm a guy. I need to be objective on here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is ridiculous, man. I
Don't you get
definitely
crazy.
do. I definitely do have a Travis Hunter in my top 3, the best player in college football right now, in my opinion, man. Definitely, he's played both positions, play it at a high level. I think he's considerably going to be one of the favorites to win the Heisman. I got him at number 3. Number 2, I got Dylan Gabriel. I think his trajectory is going up the more he plays. I definitely do not have Austin Genty. He just doesn't pop off the screen to me. When you look at him, man, he does. When you look at him, he went against UNLV. They limited him to 3.9 yards a carry. Went against San Diego State, held him to 4.8 yards a carry. You know, he does have 20 touchdowns, you know, over 1,500 yards. But yeah, who are you playing outside of Oregon? And you got your ass kicked by Oregon, by the way, also. He just doesn't have a flashy performance that you're going to remember and say, yo, Austin Genty did that. No, he
Ashton
doesn't.
Genty, at least get his damn name right.
Aston Genty. I'm gonna say he's ass for right now. He does have a chance to have a Heisman performance, but guess what? You're playing Nevada, so nobody gives a rat's ass about that. When you're
He
playing
balled against Oregon.
Yeah, but when you're struggling against UNLV and when you're struggling against
5 yards
San
to
Diego,
carry, 4
yeah,
yards to carry.
you're struggling against UNLV, San Diego State. Let's think about that really second. Let it marinate. UNLV and San Diego State. You're struggling against those damn teams, man. He ain't in my damn Heisman list. At number 1, man.
Yeah.
And you obviously my favorite quarterback, man. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Shedeur Sanders, my favorite quarterback. But
Arch Manning was. I'm so lost right now.
Shut up, man. I'm talking. First, so I got Cam. I guess I believe in Miami. I've been very, I've been very critical towards Miami because they've disappointed me throughout the years. I definitely Cam Ward. He's the top of the list. You got him. He's second in the nation in yards. He's first in the nation in touchdowns. He's fifth in the nation in completion percentage. He's also fourth in the nation in quarterback rating. He does it all, man. And he's playing on a high level. And he's basically carrying this team. I can't overlook the receivers they got. Guys like Isaiah Horton, guys like Xavier Restrepo. I think that's how I pronounce the name. None of those receivers actually are at 1,000 yards. I think Restrepo probably will hit 1,000. He actually have over 800 yards receiving right now. Restrepo actually leads the ACC in receiving right now. I think probably nearly in every single category right now, and that's because of Cam Ward. So, I got him as my number 1 guy on my Heisman list. But Reed, go ahead, say what you got to say.
So two quick things. I just want to tell you, Restrepo, how you say his name. He's actually the number 1 ever receiving Miami receiver for his career. He just passed him, I think, last game. But to my pushback for Ivan, he said I always say his name wrong. Ewers, and why Hunter shouldn't be in there because he missed a game and some quarters. So let me tell you real quick the difference. The difference is Ewers' stats compared to other quarterback stats after missing how many games he missed 2 is going to be so below. It's no comparison compared to Hunter's receiving stats with any of the top receivers is right there to par with them. That's number 1. Number 2, snap count. He's playing double the amount of snaps of any other person that's in the Heisman race. So you take away that game plus 3 quarters, he still had the same amount of snaps and plays made than anybody on that list. He's playing offense and defense and coming off the field for maybe 3 plays a game. So his snap count is just as high as anybody's after missing the time he missed, where Ewers is not. He's giving you stats on offense and he's giving you stats on defense, regardless. So you can't compare Ewers missing 2 games to Hunter missing 1 and playing both sides of the ball, playing 90 snaps a game, to Ewers playing 40 snaps a game. You can't. It's just a simple.
All right, man. Let's
Real
move
quick,
on.
real quick. I didn't know that 128 yards and 149 yards are struggling as a running back.
Yeah, it is struggling, but he got majority of those yards in bunches, man. So that ain't impressive, man. You could have 100 yards receiving, but one of your receptions could be 88 yards. Come on, man.
He was a running back. He didn't get these receiving; these were rushing yards.
No. I'm saying he probably got majority of his rushing yards and probably 2-3 carries, man, in bunches. So
His longest carry was 16 yards in the game. He had 128, and his longest carry was 35 yards in the one he had 149.
Oh, great! Pick him to win the Heisman, then.
Oh, so now you're trying to get away from what you said?
Yeah, and also
No,
Keo
I'm not getting
against
away with
Oregon.
it. You're hyping him up, man. Stop overhyping these
I'm just stating facts. That's
pathetic,
all I do.
overrated players, man, that we don't care about.
Also, Keo, for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns against Oregon.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're picking Genty too?
I have him second. He could win it.
Oh, he's second. He's second on your Heisman list.
Yeah,
okay.
Cam Ward is
So he's
carrying
gonna
Miami.
finish second in the Heisman. That's what you're trying to say right now.
I don't even care about the Heisman after 8 weeks.
Oh, so now you don't want to talk about it. Okay.
I don't
Oh,
care.
now you talking about the Heisman?
No, so you saying is he gonna win the Heisman or he's gonna
Maybe.
finish second? So
Is-
make up your damn
It's
choice, man.
129 yards struggling. That's what we talking about.
That is struggling. You can still
That's
struggle.
dumb for you to say.
Yeah,
Don't say
you
it to
can
nobody
still
else,
struggle,
bro.
man. Garrett Nussmeyer could go throw for 300 yards, but he could still struggle in the game. Dak Prescott could throw
You
over
keep talking
300.
about everything
Dak
but
Dak
rushing.
Prescott could throw over 300.
129 yards rushing.
Dak Prescott could throw over 300 yards.
Prescott's under 500.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. That's what I thought. Exactly, that's what I thought. But go ahead, Yvonne. Go to the next picks, man. Boom.
Yeah. All right.
You just want to talk long enough, so we'll give up. Go ahead.
All right. So
I learned that from you.
the college picks stand
You
like
learned
this.
good.
Steez is still at first at 47-18. X 44-21. I'm 43-22. Reek 41-24. And Kia 1 game over 500 because as you see, he doesn't know what he's saying. 30.
Man, don't let him do that to you, Keo.
So
He doing that to himself.
all right. So first game, we got I think a good slate this weekend. Very good slate. First game, Colorado at Texas Tech.
All right.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Reed. All right. Oh man, I think I'm being biased with this pick right here because I want Colorado to make the playoffs. I'm gonna take the Buffalo.
Of course,
Because
that's
I
the biggest
want-
story, man.
Hey,
Duh.
no, I have my list of 12 teams that I want to make the playoffs. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I would not be surprised if Texas Tech beats them, but I'm gonna take the Buffalo. It's in Lubbock, huh? That's
Mhm.
tough.
Doesn't even matter. These kids is battle tested. They ready. I picked them in the Big 12 and I got laughed and scoffed at.
You did.
Scoffed at. Now we talking about them possibly winning it. Go 1 to 8 weeks later. I'm telling you what I do. Y'all know what I do. Y'all seen me for the past year and a half. I pick shit that's right. But whatever the case may be, I got Colorado winning this game. It is going to be a good game because most of Colorado games is good when it's against good competition. They typically don't get blown out unless it's a super physical team. I don't look at them Texas Tech as a super physical team, like a Nebraska type team that just want to put a bunch in the box. You know how it goes. So I was about to put a score. I'm not going to put a score because y'all go like, damn, I'm cheating. I know Vegas, so I'm not going to give y'all a score. I'll just tell you, Colorado's going to win the game. It's going to be a great game, a great finish. We're going to be on the edge of our seats when we watch it.
All right. I haven't seen much of Texas Tech, just a couple of highlights. I haven't watched too much of Colorado either, but I know what they bring to the table. I know their personnel and I know their coaching.
Just to put before you answer the question, Texas Tech knocked off Iowa State last week in Iowa State, and
Yeah,
Iowa State was
right.
undefeated.
Right. They beat them by 1. That shit don't impress me.
I was trying to get you to pick him.
You slick, bro.
Nah, I guess I gotta stop telling you I don't know much about somebody because then you try to trick me, no, bro. Nah, but I do know more about Colorado enough to know that a 6-3 Texas Tech team is not gonna beat. Now Lubbock does make it kind of interesting. I hate to pick teams on the road, but I think Colorado. I think that right now them being ranked has them stirred up enough to make sure that they don't get knocked out the top 25 by losing to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Of course, man. Colorado, they are the biggest story in college football, man. There's a reason why you had this game on the docket, man. Why else you wouldn't have this game on the day? It's Colorado, man. Are you serious?
It's the first game we picking. It says here.
But we're picking this game at the end of the day, though,
Yeah,
man.
you're
We're
right,
picking
you're
this
right,
game.
you're right,
Okay,
you're right.
exactly. So now let me pick now.
All right.
I got Colorado.
Go ahead, pick.
He on the
Colorado.
road.
I got Colorado, man. I got
Okay.
Colorado.
All right, I've got Colorado. I think they're getting hot at the right time. Texas Tech did get a big win, but I think Colorado's getting hot at the right time. I'm going to go with them as well. All right, next matchup, we've got Clemson at Virginia Tech.
Ooh, man. I'm taking Virginia Tech.
It's a tough
Taking
game.
Tech. You know what? Clemson to me showed that they were frauds last week. I'm gonna take Tech on the. It's in Blacksburg, right? I'm taking Virginia Tech.
All right, so as I said, the last thing, I'm the only one. I picked Miami in the ACC as well, but go with the Big 12. Clemson, as you said, is a fraud. I am concerned. I can't think of what's his name. What's the running back name for VTech? No one knows the running back name for VTech.
I know they quarterback. I can't think of their running back's name on the top of my head.
Well, the running back is really the best running back in college. They running back. Tootin, right.
Tootin,
yep. He didn't play last week. So I'm concerned with that. He's literally the engine. He's the engine, not their quarterback. Tootin is their engine that makes them go. So I'm going to pick Virginia Tech right now. If I find out Tootin's not playing, I'm switching it to Clemson. But as of right now, I'm going to go with Virginia Tech winning this game. Blacksburg is definitely a tough place to play in. We've seen with Miami game that some say they should have lost. Some say the call was a cheap call, was a BS call for them. So whatever the case may be, we don't care. We won. But Clemson going to Blacksburg, I think VTech got him with Tootin there. And we know their quarterback is capable. He's not no Cam Ward, but he is capable to pull out a big game as he did against Miami. So I got Virginia Tech as of right now, long as Tootin plays.
All right. I got the fake Tigers, man. I got Clemson. They lost to Louisville, but Louisville's a good team, man. Louisville's a good team. I wouldn't call them frauds. I wouldn't call them fraud because of that loss. I wasn't big on them when they lost the first game against Georgia, but that's Georgia. It was the first game of the season, but since then they've been on a roll all the way until they ran into Louisville. But I think they shake back this time and go into Blacksburg and beat Virginia Tech, man. All right.
Oh, hold on, man. Hold on, man. No, we're not gonna do that. First of all, Reek's only picking freaking Virginia Tech because he don't want Clemson to see Miami because he knows what's gonna happen. And obviously, X is calling them frauds because his ass picked Florida State to win the damn ACC title. With that being said, man, you're right, Reek. He ain't no damn the Virginia quarterback ain't no damn Cam Ward, but he definitely ain't no Cade Klubnik. Cade Klubnik has been putting up solid numbers as of late, outside of that Louisville game. I think this is a game where I think it's a bad week for anybody to play Clemson after losing like that, man. I think they will beat Virginia Tech, man. I got Clemson.
Okay, Blacksburg certainly is one of the toughest home fields in college football. Been to a game, it's actually raucous. But Clemson's going to be upset over last week, and they're going to beat Virginia Tech down. Virginia Tech's not as good as I thought that they were. They are very competitive at all these games, but they they have a tough time finishing these games.
But you see, I'm gonna tell you real quick. I just want to say that they remind me of South Carolina. That's why I picked Carolina last week, because you got to go to their home and beat them. And I just think they have to win one of these games. South Carolina kept fumbling the bag at the end. They finally got one. They're gonna get them.
I actually agree with that comparison. Virginia Tech and South Carolina are very similar teams. They could beat anybody in the country, but they could lose to anybody in the country.
Yep.
They really can. All right. So next game, we've got Michigan at Indiana. And the last time Indiana was a favorite over Michigan was in the 1800s.
Bruh. I'm not lying to y'all, bruh. I was looking at this game. I'm like, bruh. Man, this one's tough for me. I'm gonna take Michigan. I'm gonna take Michigan. I don't know why. I shouldn't do this. They already got me missing 2 games behind C. Taking them, man, a couple of times this season against Washington. That was stupid. And then I think I picked them against somebody else. I know I picked them against Texas, but I picked them another time. But I just cannot believe that Indiana's as good as we're hyping it. Well, as good as they've played thus far.
Your boy said you better Google him.
I know, and I feel like, bruh, man, Michigan still got talent. It's still Michigan. It ain't like it's like they getting 5-star guys at Michigan, 4-star guys, blue chips. Indiana's not getting that in football, but they are coached very well. I'm gonna take Michigan. I'm in the upset.
This is my easiest pick of the day. I don't understand. Well, this is my easiest pick of college. I don't understand how this is even a thought. Yes, Michigan does still get 5 stars, but one thing we do know about football, 5 stars don't really contribute right away, typically, like that. You might get 1 here and there, but that one don't matter when 11 people on the field on one side. It's not like college basketball when you got a Zion that's going to change everything or something. They lost too much. They got a lot of players coming in, and they'll be good again in 2 or 3 years, but they don't have enough right now. They're just too young. They're not ready, and that's fine. You know, they got their championship. I got my ring. I ain't worried about the next year. I hope I can still be good the next year, but I got my ring. I'm good. A la Denver Nuggets. Whatever. Can't nobody tell me nothing, so I'm good with that. So Michigan, they're not doing anything. But they lost 4 games so far or 5?
I think 4.
4 games. I'm not picking. Listen, if you ever put a team on here for a pick game that got 4 losses for college, I'm gonna pick against them. I don't care who it is.
Yeah,
I got
we're sooner in a couple of weeks. We're probably gonna pick those nerds between Army and Navy coming up, man.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
All right, Steve, who you got?
You talk real spicy on here. I just want you to know
He
talk
looks
real spicy, bro.
But
Hey, I want to see if you're the same guy you are on the internet.
What? Oh yeah.
What up, Swamp?
Crash.
Hey man, it's certain things that make me pick certain teams, make me believe in certain teams. The one thing being an awesome player, and the next thing being a coach that everybody loves and everybody want to play for. Kurt Signetti is one of those coaches, man. He's one of them coaches you could tell that team just loves to play for him, and he has ultimate confidence, and he's backing it up. This man is backing it up. I knew he was for real when he told him to better Google him, bro. He said that, and guess what? I went and Googled him, and then the man doesn't do nothing but win, bro. He wins where he goes, and I'm going with Indiana because Michigan. Hey, bro, I was out there throwing the ball with my son last night at football practice. Everybody was gone. My arm is shot. I could never really throw a football, but I really can't throw a football right now. And I could be a better quarterback than Michigan quarterback got right now. Guaranteed, bro. They are horrible. I don't have any faith in them, and they better leave my 5-star quarterback coming to LSU alone, Mr. Underwood, next year, because they're trying to give him a bigger bag than we giving him. But I don't think it's gonna work out for him. I think once you come down here and check out check out LSU. You ain't going back to Michigan.
Tight.
Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, man, I got the Hoosiers, bro.
Keo?
I think Michigan steals this game from Indiana. I'm
White
not
man,
I'm not
Theo,
sold.
white man.
I'm not sold on Indiana. I think they're pretenders, man. I just don't think they're a college football playoff team also. And I think they will catch one of these L's, and I believe it's going to be against Michigan.
That's tough.
Okay.
I ain't mad at y'all for picking Michigan though.
Yeah, I'm with Reek here. Easiest pick of the night for me. I believe in Signetti. I believe in Indiana. I don't believe they can win the national title, but I think they could actually win the Big Ten.
For sure.
I really do.
They could be Oregon.
Any given Saturday.
Oh no.
Any given Saturday. It's just in the playoffs, you have to win multiple of those games. I think they could steal the Big Ten. I'm not saying they will, but I think that Indiana's legit, and I believe in their coach. I'm going to go Indiana. They destroy Michigan.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Destroyed.
say Michigan rushes for over 200 yards and beats them.
Nah.
Okay, we'll see.
Mullins, remember it.
We'll see. All right. Next game, and talk about a toss-up. South Carolina at Vanderbilt.
Bruh. I'm taking South Carolina. I think South Carolina's for real. I think they lost a couple of games that people are sitting there saying to themselves, they have 3 losses, yes. LSU, it took everything for LSU to win that game. Alabama, everything to win that game. I think South Carolina's going to knock off Vanderbilt. I got South Carolina again. South Carolina's defensive line is ferocious.
All right, let me go next.
Okay,
I actually agree with X, bro. Took everything for LSU to beat them, take everything for Bama to beat them. I got South Carolina. I think Vandy.
Take Vandy.
I think Vandy actually they match up good. They match up good with them, and they're having a Cinderella season when it comes to Vandy. But South Carolina is historically better than Vandy, and just based off that alone, that history means to me that they getting better recruits going to South Carolina than are going to Vanderbilt. I feel like Vanderbilt they end up getting hot and catching a couple teams, man. But when it comes down to it, when it's gonna come down to talent, I seen what South Carolina puts on the field. And where are they playing at?
Vandy.
In Tennessee.
Nashville.
Don't
I mean,
switch. Stay where you at. Stay where you at.
Switch.
I'm still going with South Carolina.
Yes.
Still going with South Carolina, man.
Put your nut.
I got a homeboy that live in Nashville, but he said, man, they not believing in this Vanderbilt thing either, bro. They know. They said they were excited the times that they did win, but they don't expect it to continue. Anything crazy like that. They don't think that they're now a viable school in the SEC. So he said they're being real realistic about it out there in Nashville. So I'm going with Carolina.
Hey, real quick before Reed goes, South Carolina's third loss was to Ole Miss or Georgia? I can't remember.
South Carolina's was to Ole Miss 27-3. It's the only game they actually didn't show up in.
And Ole Miss is a good offense. So 24 is not crazy. South Carolina's decent, bro. I'm telling y'all. I know
You took my lightning. You just took my lightning. It was like God said, take my lightning. Something you just said took my lightning. So basically, this is the toughest one. When I say it's tough, that means I have to go back and look at the scores and how the game played out. And I did that with this game before making this pick. They both, if I remember correctly, I did it earlier, so I might miss a couple of things when I went back. But both of them have 3 losses, I believe, on the season. All 3 of Vandy's losses was within one score, either 3 or 7. Same with South Carolina, other than the Ole Miss game. And that's what the thunder you took from me. I'm glad you did that. I wanted to sound smart.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. But I'm not gonna lie. This was a very tough one. This is like definitely what you call a pick'em game for sure. But off of that made me have to go for stats and look. And they played a lot of similar teams so far. They both played a lot of the same teams. I have to go with I think if I'm correct, Vandy did play Ole Miss as well. Am I correct about that?
That's a team I don't think they played.
They didn't play Ole Miss yet. I don't think.
Mm-mm. Nah, because they didn't beat them. No.
I just checked it. They did not play them.
Vandy played Alabama, which they won.
Texas,
Texas, they lost.
Missouri, and they lost to Georgia State somehow.
Say it one more time.
They lost to Georgia State somehow.
Big Vandy. Big Vandy.
Man, I don't know what's going on with Reek's Wi-Fi over there, but
What you got, Keo? Tell us.
I definitely don't got them dorks in Vanderbilt.
Hey man, watch your mouth now.
Yeah. Even though they play pretty well at home, I like South Carolina. They're just more of a physical team, and I just don't think that they, when they play against those physical teams, they end up losing, especially what you've seen against Texas. And South Carolina is a physical team on the defensive side. I'm taking South Carolina.
okay. I'm gonna go with South Carolina. I think they're a little better. But man, I gotta give Vanderbilt props, man. Even when they lose, they're in it. And we all thought they were some scrubs, and then they go beat Virginia Tech. We still do not believe they were for real. Then they beat Alabama. They barely lost to Texas. Man, Vanderbilt makes things competitive, though. They really do. But I think these two teams are very much on the same level this year. South Carolina is just a little better. I'm going to go with the Gamecocks.
Did you see the clip of the Vandy dude with the little light voice talking about welcome to the SEC and all that?
I actually did not see that.
Oh man, I gotta find it. I'll send it to you, man. That's enough to make me pick South Carolina right there.
All right, next game, fire matchup: Georgia at Ole Miss.
Bruh, me and Keo been talking about this for the last week or so. Everything in me wants to pick Ole Miss. It's in Ole Miss, right? It's in
Yeah.
Mississippi. Bruh. And I'm going to tell you why. I know I'm going to say X. You've been telling us how Georgia's the best team in the country. Here's my problem with Georgia. Carson Beck. I don't know what the hell that fool be seeing in the first half. It's like, I swear that dude be tripping in the first half, bruh. Like, I'm like sitting there like saying to myself, dude, you got to see that guy. How did you throw an interception? Here's the deal. If they mess around and let Ole Miss jump on them, at any point, Ole Miss can pull away and hold them off to the end of the game. But I'm going to take Georgia. But damn, I want to take Ole Miss. I would not be surprised if Ole Miss wins this game. If they win, it's going to be because of Carson Beck stole the bag again. I got Georgia, but in an extremely close game, Georgia wins and ends Ole Miss playoff chances.
See?
Georgia.
Hey man, best team in the country right now, bro. I got to go with Georgia, bro. I agree with the quarterback play though. I do. He's been getting better. He's been getting better though.
No,
he's been getting better. Toward the end of the games. In the beginning of the games, he's AWS, bro.
I swear to me, see, I'm not joking, and y'all might think I'm tripping. He reminds me of my man from USC. Went to the Jets.
Sam Darnold?
No, not Darnold. The one before Darnold.
The
curly hair boy.
Sanchez.
Oh, Mark
Sanchez. Like, dog, he has all this hype around him, but he's really not that dude, bro. I would
not say Sanchez.
Better not draft Carson Beck. And you can fix your face, Kill. The Saints better not draft Carson Beck. I know that.
Oh, boy.
Y'all gonna find a way to hype him up, too.
No, the hell you're not.
No, I'm not. Hell no.
Nah, man. I'd rather stay with the Rattler.
Go ahead, Q. Who you got?
Obviously, Carson Beck is not trash. He's top 3 in the SEC in nearly in every statistical category as a quarterback. So I don't know what you call it as. I don't know what the hell you've been watching. Georgia obviously is the best team in college football, man. There's nothing like the Georgia Bulldogs right now. Nothing like Carson Beck, man. You know, just the footwork, the IQ, the velocity when he throws his balls, you know, the quarterback mechanics that Carson Beck has. Hold on, I'm talking right now, I'm making my pick. The quarterback mechanics that Carson Beck has, man, he just jumps off the screen for me when I watch Carson Beck. Carson Beck is one of my favorite players to watch, one of the most exciting players in college football that I've been seeing this season outside of, you know, guys like Cam Ward, you know, Travis Hunter, Garrett Nussmeier. You know, I like those guys. Those guys are really exciting to watch, man. And he's just one of them. That's just my opinion. And I just think that that they have a good quarterback over on the other side. Jackson Dart, he's on the top of the list when you look at the stats in the SEC. I think that if Jackson Dart can find a way to beat the Georgia Bulldogs, I think Dart's gonna jump back in this Heisman race, and because he has the numbers to support it in this game. We talk about Heisman moments, something that Ask Genty does not have right now. So I definitely feel like he has what it takes, but I think they just can't. They're gonna have a hard time moving the ball against Georgia. I think Georgia's gonna, you know, they're gonna pass the ball when necessary. Obviously, they'll run the ball with ATN also. I'm taking Georgia over Ole Miss in Ole Miss.
Hey, which one of you bastards taught Keo the phrase "jumps off the screen"?
Oh man,
Probably
I
X.
always misusing it.
Probably X. All right, Reek, tell us who you got in the Vanderbilt game and tell us who you got in the Georgia Ole Miss game.
I'll be quick with the Vandy one. I got Vandy with the Vanderbilt game.
Okay.
And with the Georgia game, I got Georgia. I just think they're a better team. I haven't got much on that. I just think Georgia's the better team. I'm not sold on Ole Miss like that, so I got Georgia.
Yeah, of course you're not. But go ahead.
do it.
Look, I really like Lane Kiffin because Lane Kiffin is the Keo of college football. He's entertaining and he's a good coach, but he's not a great coach. The reason he's not a great coach is because he doesn't win the big game enough. He doesn't beat LSU enough. He doesn't beat Alabama and Georgia ever. If he plays Texas soon, Irene is not going to beat him. These are the games Lane Kiffin has to win. Lane Kiffin beats everyone he's supposed to beat, but he doesn't beat anyone like in Alabama, Georgia, and so on. I need him to beat Georgia. I need him to beat the Alabamas before I take Ole Miss a little more serious, and I want to take them serious.
Toddy, let's go.
But look, I'm going Georgia because I haven't seen Kiffin do it. I haven't seen it. I want Ole Miss to win this game, if you ask me. But I just haven't seen him win these type of games before, and this is his chance. But I really don't see it happening. I think Georgia pulls out a close game near the end, and this is a playoff game for Ole Miss. If Ole Miss loses, their playoff chances are shot. So they need to get this one.
You know what, Yvonne? Forget it. I'm gonna roll the dice. I got Ole Miss upsetting Georgia. Let's go, Toddy.
CX, sometimes you let these standings get in your head.
Hey,
You gotta pick who's gonna win.
No, I am picking them because I do think I really think the way Carson Beck's been playing, bro, I really think Ole Miss can win this game.
I mean, they can. They can. They're at home, but
that's what I'm saying to myself. I'm saying to myself that, bro, if Carson Beck is gonna play the way he's been playing, I think Ole Miss beats him. If Carson Beck plays like he's capable of playing, Georgia wins this going away. But he just concerns me. And I feel like Ole Miss knows what's at stake in this game. I'm going to take Ole Miss.
Okay, fair enough.
And LSU needs Georgia to win. So I'm going to tell y'all why in a second.
Yeah, me too.
One thing about it is this is one of those matchups. Box office, you're actually right about this, man. He doesn't beat the top SEC teams like he's supposed to. And it's one thing about it, man. You could just check the history books, bro. It's Ole Miss. It's Ole Miss. Georgia's not going to lose to Ole Miss when they're this good. That's not something that
Hey,
happens.
I can change my pickup into the game. Calm down. I got a whole miss today.
Stay where you at. Stay where you
Yeah,
at.
stay on that side, man. Stay on that side, like Surf would say.
I look at it like that though. Like that it's certain things in the SEC that just don't happen much. And as I'm saying this, I'll end up being wrong. But you have teams where they're at the pinnacle, like Georgia's at the pinnacle right now. They're not going to mess around and lose to Ole Miss this week. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that happens. Alabama lost to Vanderbilt this year, but Alabama is clearly not Alabama this year. So, you have to look at it like that, man. And that's why I'll go with a Georgia. I don't think they win it going away. I think it may be a shootout, especially with Ole Miss being at home. But I definitely still gonna roll with Georgia.
Okay. All right. The 8:00 Eastern game Saturday night. This is a playoff game. Losers probably eliminated.
Exactly.
We've got Alabama going to Baton Rouge to play the LSU Tigers.
All right. So thank y'all. Appreciate all my dogs. They reached out to me, told me happy birthday, which my birthday was on Monday. My wife kept asking me all weekend, X, what do you want to do? What do you want to do this past weekend? I said, nothing. She said, what you want to do on Monday? I said, nothing. I said, Saturday, I need everything out here. I need the black pot. I need the barbecue pit going. I need everything going because it's a playoff game. LSU, Alabama, one of the greatest recent rivalries. I'm not going to say they are a rivalry, but the world is starting to catch up because how much talent comes from those two teams in the last, 20 years? This is going to be blockbuster. Death Valley at night, game day is going to be there. Y'all know. See, you know where I'm going with it, man. I got LSU knocking off the tie. Here's the deal. LSU needs Georgia to win. It doesn't matter who wins out of Texas and Texas A&M. LSU don't need to be in the SEC championship game. They need Georgia and Texas to be in the SEC game so they can get into the playoffs without having to play that game. So they need Georgia, they need Tennessee, they need the people that only have one loss to go to the SEC championship game. So they win this game, they beat Oklahoma and Vanderbilt, and their path is there. I think LSU at night in Death Valley is the difference in this game. I think playing against A&M last week and Reed doing well the week before, it was a bye week. Reed running the way he did, I think that prepared him a little bit for Milroe. I'm not saying he's Milroe, y'all. Don't go crazy. But I do think that helped them. I got LSU. I'm not being biased at all. I think LSU wins this game for real.
I just want to know if either one of you two is going to pick LSU to ever lose this year. But
Hey, let me ask you this. Have you ever picked Texas to lose a game this year?
They've only had one tough
I'm
game.
just asking. They played Michigan. You didn't pick Texas. They played Georgia. You picked Texas. So you don't pick against Texas. Vanderbilt, we picked that on the show. You never picked against Texas.
I've picked Texas to lose way more than y'all pick LSU to lose.
I've never seen you pick
But outside of this year, that was a smart thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I know is y'all better not be wrong again. That's going to be 3 times. I've been wrong on Texas once.
Hey.
Yeah.
You've been wrong on Texas way more than we've been wrong on LSU historically.
No.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I've never seen you pick against Texas. I swear to God. No, that's no cap.
I've picked Oklahoma in years past.
I don't remember that.
I have.
I remember you picking Texas last year.
All right, man. Get to the damn pick, man.
Who's on me?
Yeah, you go ahead, Reed.
You know what? Let me say something. With all the jokes and everything with LSU and everything, LSU has played their ass off this year. they've been competitive. I think their worst game was their last loss. I can't remember who it was to, but they kind of got like
A&M 2 weeks
A&M.
ago.
Yeah, like they was there, but you never. I can't say never like as y'all fans, but the ones that's just like not a fan of the team, I never felt they was gonna win that game while watching the game. I felt like they just had control over A&M. But LSU was in every game typically, and even that one wasn't bad. It just was, you know what I'm saying? It was a fight. You seen y'all
Got
had
bad at the end.
yeah, basically. But even watching, I didn't feel like I felt like y'all was everything was more of a struggle for y'all than it was for them. This is a tough one for me, honestly. Like typically, I don't go against Bama typically, but I need to catch up for one. I'm only down 3 games, I believe, and I got 2 different picks from UC, and this will make my 3rd pick different from you. And I feel very confident in this one. I do believe it's going to be an amazing game. Where's this game at?
LSU.
Oh,
Baton Rouge,
this is going to be a very good game. This is going to be an amazing game. I'm going to go Bama. Obviously, I'm going to take Bama, and my bet pretty much going to be sealed with C and X after this game. Let's go, baby. Cash that
C.
money, sign Ricky.
Man, I know you play your Louisiana stuff, man. Run that boost out, man. Run that boost out, man.
Hey, man. All right. I think I might shake up the world with this.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Here's the thing, bro. After the game with Texas A&M and seeing how LSU could not adjust to a running quarterback, that terrified me. Because Milroe is arguably the best at that right now. All right, in college. So looking at that and thinking about the history between these two teams, we got
yeah, we finna set it off.
Man, I ain't even going into all that bullshit. Hey, you know where we going. Hey, you want to talk? You want to run your mouth? It's going to be lit up in Death Valley on this Saturday, man. It's going to be lit up in Death Valley on Saturday. We're going to run them boys all the way back to Bama. And I went to the Bama game earlier this year, South Alabama. And we ran them back there. That's their little brother. We're gonna run big brother ass back down there this week. And Milroe, you showed me this year that you ain't have enough to pull out no big games like this, bro. You showed me enough. You don't have enough to pull the big games out like this year. So I'm definitely going with LSU. I just need the nuts bust to go on gas up and not run out of gas in the third quarter, halfway through the third quarter, and be looking terrified at the defense. All right. I need you to be gassed up and ready to go because everybody else is there. Everybody else is there. It's just going to take you. And I need that defensive line to not allow them boys to just run up the middle like they was the boy at Texas A&M. That was disgusting. So I do have LSU. I'm confident, but I ain't that confident. I got LSU though.
Hey, Yvonne, you know, if you want to take a flight out here, man, you can come party with me, baby. I know you love to party. I don't party often, but we gonna party this week.
Hey, that's what we doing Saturday. That's what it is.
Let's go.
Nah, bro. You know what? I can't. Last time I came over there, we played Bama. We got our bus kicked, bro. It's you, dog. I ain't coming. Nah.
It would.
It might be Vic. I think it was Vic. It was Vic.
You don't like LSU, so it don't matter.
Yeah, man. LSU against Alabama. This is an interesting matchup. Loser goes home. Winner gets in a better position in the playoffs. I think both teams' offense, their passing attack is going to be clicking on Saturday night. But there's a huge difference when you play at Death Valley at night. I'm taking the LSU Tigers.
Yeah!
LSU, I think Alabama, they are one of the worst teams when it comes to stopping teams on third downs. LSU offense, they are the best on third down efficiency. You can compare them against any team on third down efficiency, they'll kill you in it. And Nussmeier, he's been playing really good, so he's definitely over exceeded expectations. The two, Alabama struggled to run the ball against Vanderbilt, and they struggled to run the ball against their both of their losses. That they struggled to run the ball, and I think Alabama will have a hard time trying to find a running game. I think LSU will find a running game. I've always been really critical when it comes to LSU's running game, and I think they'll find a way to run the ball. And I think it comes down to the team that makes that defensive stop. I think LSU will jump in on this game early, especially it being in LSU. I just don't think Alabama could cover those wide receivers at the end of the day.
Wide receiver
Milroe goes directly to one guy, man. Somebody got to step up in Alabama on that passing attack. I'm taking the LSU Tigers in Death
Now, the
Valley.
last game, that was last year I came to your house, X, because they was picking on Sage Ryan, and it was pissing me off. So I think that, what's his boy's name? Carter?
Which one?
For Alabama. The
You talking about
17th.
Williams.
I'm sorry. Williams. He's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem. But I mean, if we got enough pressure on Milroe, I think that we can figure that out. I think Baker is the defensive coordinator. He's changed the LSU defense, and I think we'll be able to figure it out. So I think at home, and it's a different environment, man. I invite all of y'all to come to the LSU home game. It's different out there, man. So especially for this one. Now the ticket is way too expensive for me to go this time. Next year, maybe. Well, next time Bama playing LSU after next. But yeah, it's different over there.
And I know people mentioned Happy Valley. Death Valley is probably one of the best atmospheres in college football at night. And you talk about night, I'll put it against Happy Valley. I'll put it against Texas A&M. I'll even put it against Virginia Tech, man. That's one of the best. Go Tigers, man.
The thing is, man, when you listen to the ESPN commentators and everything, when they talk about coming down here for a night game at Death Valley, they all say it's nothing like it. Now, I haven't been to those other locations, but I have been to LSU, and I know it can't be better than that. It can't be.
Yeah, I know Yvonne agrees. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Yvonne, come on now. You're always for
If
whatever
y'all-
reason.
If y'all gonna have me down in Louisiana for these big games, y'all better not be no sober boys when I pull up. We party differently. Man, Reek, I'm gonna get Reek with me. Me and Reek go hard.
Don't worry, don't get you some crawfish and daiquiris.
Hey, look, I can tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. See, I'm not one to do that, but I can tell you, you want to have a good time? Come out here.
I'm about to say that. Hey, man.
I'll be there real soon.
The best food in America.
The funny thing about it is, my wife had one of her friends come in from California, and we were just driving around, and she looked, she said, "Is that a drive-through daiquiri place?" It's the only place in America they had it.
I went to one.
Yeah.
It tripped me out because I'm from Louisiana, so that I was like, yeah. I didn't. It never did click to me that that's
And they're
insane.
all over. They're all
It's
over.
all
Louisiana.
over. That's insane to have a drive-through daiquiri place and tell people not to drink and drive. Only in Louisiana.
Man, I need a swamp burger.
Oh!
Well, I'm gonna make it down eventually, but it won't be this weekend.
Open invitation.
Look, this is a toss-up. I can't figure either one of these teams out because when I expect LSU to play better, then they show up like the LSU I thought they were, and vice versa. Same thing with Alabama. But see, you got to start listening to yourself. You were, and then you stop listening to yourself. Milroe, 155 rushing yards against LSU last year. Marcel Reed killed him. I think that's the difference. I've got Alabama game-winning field goal. I really thought LSU going into this game, and then going into the show, and then the more I thought about it, I looked at last year's game. I said Milroe ran all over them, and I did not like what I saw 2 weeks ago. Alabama wins this game barely.
If they beat us, it's gonna be because he throws the ball, and like you said, see, Williams just goes crazy.
I felt I almost was gonna come on here and shake the world and pick Bama, but
Do it,
I'm not doing that.
Oh, man.
I listened to Brian
Big
Kelly today.
LSU, man.
But I love
today.
this slate, man. Saturday we get Ole Miss game and then LSU game back to back. The Vanderbilt South Carolina game could be awesome. Y'all think a couple of y'all think Michigan could make Indiana a game? Hey, I love this Saturday. I'm ready for it.
All
Brian
right.
Kelly
There's no way
said-
Indiana can keep blowing everybody out. Somebody got to give Indiana some type of game.
Well, Indiana plays Ohio State in 2 weeks, so we'll find out.
That's true.
All right, man. Let's move on over to the NFL, man. So we're gonna go to our winners and losers from this past
Go
week
ahead,
from the
Reek.
trade
Go ahead,
deadline.
Reek.
I'll start it. First of all, I'd like to thank the Louisiana natives. And I don't think no one. I think both teams won overall. One team is 2-7, one is 7-2. Why not get some draft capital? Y'all got it. We're 7-2. We're trying to get better than what we was. We got it. We need some secondary help. So no knock on y'all. I said I appreciate y'all. Shake my hand. You know, a Jay Block shout out to Jay Black. But so the winners, honestly, I believe every person that made a trade, including the Cowboys, is a winner. And I think everyone that made a trade, like the major trades, I guess, I don't think y'all trade was major, but y'all team is major. I think Mingo will end up being a great number 2 receiver for y'all in the future. This year, I think is a wash. I think we all can agree to that. But I think Mingo, he's been with a horrible franchise. I think y'all gave up too much for him.
Oh yeah.
I think was it a 3rd round pick? I think they gave up. Was it a 3rd?
Yeah.
Fourth?
Third.
Fourth?
A fourth round.
Fourth. That's too much for him. But I do believe that's what was missing for you guys. And a running back, obviously, but y'all gonna address that probably in the draft in the offseason. So why not get it now? See what he could do with what you got right now, and I mean he get acclimated with the roster for the next 8 or 9 games, whatever's left. And next year come back. So I think that was good. I love the moves Pittsburgh made, getting Mike Williams and Preston Smith, I believe it was. Am I missing somebody? Who am I missing? That's I got White.
Darius Smith
Darius Smith was
to
alive.
Detroit.
Obviously, this obvious need that their top defensive player went out for the season, or maybe he'll come back for the Super Bowl. That's an obvious need. The Commanders. I've been complaining about it all season. We need secondary help and wide receiver help, but I like what we're doing with the receivers because we got the King Jaden Daniels, so he make them look great. So we end up getting the secondary, a top 10 corner in the league, I would say, on our team. So I don't think no one lost. I truly don't believe no one lost. I think everyone that made a move mattered. So that's what I got out of the trade deadline. And New Orleans getting draft capital. I think that was a great job by them.
Y'all can go. I'm trying to fix my camera.
All right, I'll go. Winners. I definitely. I gotta go with the Commanders, bro. I gotta go with the Commanders, bro, because they got a good one, bro. I'd say top 5 cornerback in the league. Although he's very injury prone, I think the trade worked out for both of us.
Yes.
And getting draft capital, which we didn't get a haul, but we got a lot more than we anticipated on getting for him. I don't really like the pick swap thing about the fifth round pick, but the other one, what we get, like a 3rd and a 6th and a pick pot swap in the 5th.
I got a 3rd, a 4th, and a 6th, and we got a 5th from y'all.
Yeah. So basically, it's like a pick swap or something they were saying.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I do like that. I do like the trade for both teams. The Saints are looking toward the future, trying to build toward the future. More draft picks. All they're gonna do is package all those picks up and move up and get a 2nd round pick or something for it. So that's what we do. We get a whole bunch of draft capital and move up in the draft. So I like the pick. As a winner, are we doing losers right now too?
Just winners, huh?
Well, no, he said winners and losers, but I still have no loser.
Reek just didn't have a loser.
Okay, go ahead. See, I'm sorry.
Shit. Loser is Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen is the loser. He lost his job. He lost his job, and after last week, I absolutely agree with the firing. He deserved to lose his job, and that right there, last week's loss to the Panthers was enough to make anybody lose their job. And he was right there on the tee. I couldn't defend anything he did in that game to lose to the Panthers, because injuries had been the problem, but we had enough to beat the Panthers. It had to have been coaching, and it was. So he had to go. So winners, I got the Commanders and the Saints, and losers, I got Dennis Allen.
Okay, so don't laugh. I'm dead serious when I say this, because going into the season, see, you kind of got me hyped up after week 2. I was kind of like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong, because I had the Saints finishing last in the division. Well, the Panthers finishing last, the Saints finishing second to last in the division. The winner's the Saints. It's about time. You see what I've been saying about this dude, Dennis Allen. Bye-bye. It's time to go. I said that last year. Let him go. Go after Harbaugh. You didn't want to hear you hear me when I said that? It's time to move on. They're not ready to win a championship. It's time to rebuild. I'm proud of the Saints for letting Marshawn Lattimore go too. Let him go. We got to start freeing up some cap space, getting our team back to where we can be a contender. Today, we're not a contender. I knew that going into the season. You gassed me up after 2 weeks, and I jumped on.
Injuries, bro. It's your fault. You should have stayed your ass over there, and we wouldn't have had no injuries.
But I am happy with the Saints right now, because I thought they would wait till the end of the season to do all this. And I feel like they made the move now. Now they have time to see, okay, what do we have? What are we going to move on from in the offseason? They let Marshawn Lattimore go. I like what the Saints did. That's no biasness because I'm a Saints fan, but I really like what they did. The loser to me, and I swear to God, this is no shot at your team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, it's a shot at my team. What the hell you mean, man?
Hold on.
Are you serious?
Hold on. Let me say this.
I'll get you back, watch.
Because here's my thing with the Cowboys.
Go ahead.
And even myself, I thought the Cowboys were going to be decent this year. I didn't think they would have to be able to run the football, but you gave Dak all that money. You gave CeeDee Lamb all that money. Now you're sitting here with no running back. CeeDee Lamb's hurt. Dak Prescott's hurt.
Oh, CeeDee hurt too?
What does the future look like for the Cowboys? The Commanders look great. The Eagles look great. And y'all and the Cowboys just look like even Dak. I'm not saying that's what he said, but on the sideline, that's what it looked like to me. He was like, we effing suck. Or whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing maybe, but in that ballpark. I just think that the Cowboys, after they spent all that money, after hearing what Jerry Jones said in the offseason, we're all in. I'm all in. And they may finish last in the division behind the Giants. I would have never thought that. I know Mr. Box Office didn't think they'd make the playoffs, but dog, I don't think he thought it would be this bad. It's bad for the Cowboys. So I'm going to say the Cowboys are my biggest loser, because where do you go from here? You already paid Dak. You have to. What are you going to do? They should fire Mike McCarthy right now. They should be like the Saints, trying to figure out what we're going to do for next year. So they're my biggest loser.
Okay.
Go.
Did you go, Keo?
No, go. You go first. I'll go last.
Okay. My winner, and it's so obvious, it's the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's a good one.
The rich got richer, and DeAndre Hopkins already balling. His second game in with Kansas City already his best game of the year. I don't understand some of these teams. If the Chiefs call me, I'm hanging up. I am not giving them any more firepower. Why are they letting the rich get richer? I don't understand. They just went back to back, and you giving the Chiefs a lot more help. I'm on purpose not answering the Chiefs Just like I would not have answered the Tom Brady Patriots. Like, do not answer these teams. I don't understand it. He obviously has a lot left in the tank, and if he balls out, he could possibly re-sign next year. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why would you trade to the Chiefs? They're a huge winner, though, because they brought in Kareem Hunt. They brought in DeAndre Hopkins, and they're all balling out. Despite all the injuries they have on offense, they're getting it done. My loser is the Cleveland Browns because they only got rid of Amari Cooper. Bro, with that Deshaun Watson contract, you can't let him go because he's guaranteed $92 million next year. So you have to play him next year. I would have sold everyone else. I would have started from scratch. I would have rolled with Deshaun Watson next year just to get the money off. And then I would have started all over again in 2 years. They're in cap hell, and it's because they gave their quarterback the most guaranteed money ever. I thought besides Amari Cooper, they should have just cleaned house. Find a way to get rid of Nick Chubb.
Miles Garrett.
Find a way to get rid of Myles Garrett. Find a way to get rid of Denzel Ward, and so on. I thought they should have kept. I thought they should have kept selling because I don't think they're gonna.
I actually agree with them. Like my thing is, at some point you have to rebuild. You
Right.
have to sit there and say you have to rebuild. You have to get that money off the books. I know it sounds crazy. You trade Myles Garrett, but you got to think. See, the Eagles had to move on from Reggie White at some point, and they sent him to the Packers. I'm
and
just saying.
get some picks out of Myles Garrett. Like you can get a lot. You can get a lot.
And then the Niners moved on from Joe Montana. Nobody thought that was ever going to happen.
They had Steve Young.
Okay.
And the Eagles were wrong.
Okay, the Patriots, they had to move on from Tom Brady.
And they were wrong.
No, they have to start over. At some point, you have to start over. You're not going to keep winning.
I'm just saying all these examples you give me.
I give you a right one. The Commanders had to move on from Chase Young and Montez Sweat last year.
They had
They're
to.
contenders.
They're not studs, bro.
They're not
studs. Huh?
They're not what?
They're not studs.
They're not studs.
They're not studs. What's
They
a stud?
good.
What's a stud? They're a contender in the NFC. What's a stud?
They're
In one
both
year.
He's talking about Montez Sweat and Chase
Oh,
Young.
I think Sweat a stud, but
Nah.
All right, man. My turn. Speaking of the Commanders, they're my winners, man. It's a huge difference the way a year makes. Like you mentioned, they traded Montez Sweat, their best pass rusher last season. And some people may disagree. I thought it was franchise changing for them. During that time when it happened, a lot of people felt like it worsened the defense. They end up tanking half of the season. They lost 8 straight games during that course. And then what happened? They end up getting the number 2 draft pick and drafting Jaden Daniels. And then what happens after that? They go after Marshawn Lattimore, however you want to put it. He's a top 10 cornerback at the end of the day when the dude is healthy. And you know what they gave up, I think it was worth it. Because I think they wouldn't have done this if the Washington Commanders didn't feel like they are one of the best teams in the NFC, which we will get to in our next topic very soon. So I got the Washington Commanders as my winners, man. That was huge what they did, and they definitely needed a lockdown, shutdown cornerback like Marshawn Lattimore, and the Saints, got definitely helped out and benefit the Saints also, but my losers is yeah, I got the Dallas Cowboys as my losers, man. You kidding me, man? We all know that freaking what's his name? Jonathan Mingo is not a damn good receiver.
Wow.
That did not no, it's not. No, don't give me that. He's not a good wide receiver. A second round draft pick coming out of the Ole Miss.
Toddy.
His biggest issue is height, weight, and speed. That's a nightmare for NFL executives to develop when it comes to a wide receiver. You have a huge issue when it comes to that, and I just don't think he's a good player. I think he's hard to develop. There's nothing that stands out to me among 92 receivers right now. He ranks among 92 receivers with 100 plus routes since last season. He ranks 85th in yards. That's bad. That's horrible. That's pathetic. They gave up more than they did. They gave up more than what the Chiefs got back. They gave up more than what and the Ravens got back in Deontay Johnson trade. And don't give me no low risk, high reward. No, it's not, man. It's freaking Jonathan Mingo. The name says it all, man. And this does nothing for the Dallas Cowboys. He's not a number 2 wide receiver. He's not number 3 wide receiver, man. He's probably 4 at best, man. This does nothing for the Dallas Cowboys, and they are my biggest losers.
He don't jump off the screen, Kill.
No, he makes me close the screen, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say this too. The Chargers are winning right now. They got rid of Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler last year. And a lot of people thought they were crazy. A lot of y'all picked the Chargers to come in last.
Yeah, you did. Anyways,
no, you did.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Oh,
but anyways,
okay.
anyways, let's move on over to our next topic, man. We're gonna talk about Dennis Allen right now, man.
They're even stretching it,
you
too.
know-
They're not winning.
Yeah. So Dennis Allen, man, the Saints finally get rid of him, after losing 7 straight games, man. Should this move happen sooner than where we're at now?
Yes. See, that should happen last
Come
year.
on, Steve.
Last year. We should have went. Matter of fact, let me go back even further than that. They should have never named him the head coach to begin with. And see, I told you that from the very beginning. If you remember, I'm like, dog, he's not he shouldn't be the head coach. We go a whole another way besides going Dennis Allen. I just didn't like what I saw from him in when he was the Raiders head coach. I just don't think he's a head coach. That's no disrespect to him because you could be a great coordinator and just not be a great head coach. And that's just what I view him as. I just saw enough from him. I didn't need to see anything else. I know you didn't want to lose him on the defensive end. I get that. But I just felt like we could have moved on from him from the very beginning. We should have never hired him. That was a mistake. And no matter how we slice it, the Saints proved that by letting him go at this very moment.
I'll go
All right. Go ahead.
I'll go next. So I don't have a problem with the Saints hiring Dennis Allen because he knew the roster. He was a defensive coordinator. So I understand the hire because of the familiarity. But, however, at the end of the day, after these 3 years, everything's obvious. See, you told us you rather have Dennis Allen over Jim Harbaugh.
No.
I think that's one of your worst takes ever. Okay, we gotta. You said to Yvette earlier you like facts. All right, let's talk facts.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh, 68% win percentage in the NFL. Been to a Super Bowl. He's won the division and he's got 5 playoff wins.
The conference.
Dennis Allen,
And hold on.
33%.
How did he end that? That was his first run. That was his first run in the NFL.
Okay.
Right? How did he end that run?
Well, looking at the numbers, really good.
He got fired, is how he ended that run.
He gets
Why?
fired because of what he did. They didn't like him
Exactly.
And
personally.
he got okay.
Come on, let's
How
stop
many
that.
awesome coaches do you know that get fired?
Jimmy Johnson
Belichick
on the
just
2-peat.
last year.
Jimmy Johnson on the 2-peat. Are we kidding me?
Belichick just last
Jimmy
year.
Johnson on the 2-peat got fired. What are we talking about?
Belichick last year.
Come on.
Belichick last
They
year.
moved on from him. They basically fired him.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Johnson too. Like
Jimmy Johnson, 2 Super Bowls. Let go.
Jimmy Johnson. Okay, well, we can go with Jimmy Johnson. He's actually right. he got fired after a two-peat. That was moronic, and that was also Jerry Jones.
Okay.
Okay, so we're comparing Jimmy Johnson and John Harbaugh.
No,
You just asked for
That's the
example.
question. We answered with facts.
Yeah.
You answered me with facts that didn't line up though.
No, you didn't
That's
ask.
not-
You didn't specify.
That makes sense. But
You
just
can't.
said-
What I'm saying, those facts don't line up. You can't. You're doing apples and oranges. Jimmy
Well,
Johnson.
no, because
Jimmy
you made it
Johnson.
seem like he got
What
fired.
was Harbaugh's record when he got fired?
He hasn't coached since. So he right now in the NFL all time, he's 54
No,
and 25.
the year he got fired. What was
Last in the
Harbaugh's record?
NFL.
I
So
think
you-
it was 8-8.
Okay, and what was Jimmy Johnson's record? A
I
Super
don't know.
Bowl win.
Super Bowl.
It was a Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
You're comparing those two. That's your comparison.
You just
Well,
asked for a comparison. We gave you one.
And I told you that that's not even a fair comparison. It's not.
Well,
even-
because here's the thing. You just said he got fired. Give us coaches that have gotten fired. So we gave you coaches that got fired. You did not specify because of this and this and this.
Right.
At the end of the
But
day,
that's what y'all were telling me, that he didn't get fired because
he didn't though. You got to know the
He got
fact.
fired. He was 8-8.
Why did
No,
he get
he did
fired?
not
He
get
got
fired
fired because of him in front office didn't get along.
Yeah,
You know
he and that
was
GM did
reported.
not get along.
That's all it
And-
is. It's just front office.
And of course that GM's going to keep him around when he gets him to the Super Bowl. I mean, you got no choice. But at the end of the day, didn't agree over the roster, so they let him go. It doesn't even matter. The point is, Andy Reid, you spent 14 years in Philadelphia, didn't win a Super Bowl, and got fired. So it doesn't matter if you don't win early on, you don't win at your first stint. It doesn't make you a bad coach. You still makes you a better coach than Dennis Allen. At the end of the day, we like facts. Facts are Dennis Allen does not win. 33 win percentage, 33% win percentage, 0 playoff wins, 0 division titles, 0 playoff appearances. He stinks. You'd rather have him over Jim Harbaugh? We got to stop this nonsense.
Hold
And
on.
on top of it, Jim Harbaugh won the national title. On top of it, just as a bonus. So come on, man. You got to
Hold on.
stop.
Aren't you the same person that always tells me that who cares about regular season? He didn't win a championship.
I gave you
Ain't you the
playoff
same
wins. And
person that tells me that?
I gave you playoff wins, and I gave you
Did you give me any Super Bowl wins?
He's got 5 playoff wins.
Did
More
you
than
give me any Super Bowl wins?
don't need to. Don't need to.
Yeah, you absolutely do, because that's what I told you. I told you neither one of them won anything in the NFL. Don't matter to me. Either
But
one.
hold on, but doesn't postseason success matter though? Because it
Does
does
it matter
it does
with
matter.
LeBron? Does it matter with LeBron?
It matters with a lot of players and coaches. The
LeBron went to the finals 8 years in a row, and y'all call him a scrub.
Postseason,
No, I have him
but the
top 5.
postseason defines who you are, man. It defines who you are and what type of player
LeBron
and
went
coach
to
you are.
the finals 8 years in a row, and y'all talk about him like he's a damn, like he's Dennis Allen.
I got him top 5 all time, so that's nonsense. So
No,
at
I'm
the end of
saying
the
the
day,
words out of your mouth. You say he's a scrub.
no,
he's
I don't.
trash.
No.
He goes. He doesn't do it. What's his record in the finals? That's what you say. That's what
Yeah,
you say.
because when I'm comparing him to
But
Jordan,
we going around. Who you think is the better head coach, Harbaugh or
It's
Dennis
just that
Allen?
simple.
That shouldn't even
on,
be a
Steve.
conversation, man.
Okay, when I say that, I'm going off their metrics. I'm just going off their metrics.
But I'm asking you, like, all
you now.
seriousness.
I
who's
haven't
the-
a better head coach.
Yeah.
Yes.
any coach.
Just admit it, see.
It's okay, bro. You know who the better head
I'll
coach is.
take Harbaugh. I'll take Harbaugh
All
because
right, that's all.
hold up. But we're gonna talk about we're gonna have to actually. You can't bring up a comment I said at a certain time and try to bring it now like it's relevant now without giving context. That's what.
Well, no. All I asked you last year this time because the X said he should have been gone last year.
And
So
I want
I
us to
said-
hire Harbaugh.
Right. So I
I want-
said, you're right. And X was saying we need to hire Harbaugh. And I said, I agree. That would be smarter. So then I asked you who going forward last year would you rather have? Harbaugh or Dennis Allen? And
And I
now seeing that you changed your mind on who's the better coach, that tells me if you were to go back, you'd say Harbaugh, right?
No.
Okay, you're delusional, bro.
Hold on. I'll ask you again. Because you've never given me a legitimate answer. You've given me an answer. What's Harbaugh great at?
I already told you this on the show. He always has a physical team.
Yeah.
Defense is always great.
Yeah.
And sorry, that went with the physical defense.
Good run game.
Always a good and consistent run game. They're always a run team first, and they always run the ball really well. And that's proven this year as
And
well.
he's good at developing his quarterbacks too.
Yes, that's my third one. He's developed. He made Alex Smith.
Dobbins is playing well right now.
Amazing.
You did trade him, by the way.
I should
That's-
have.
Well, those are three better things that Dennis Allen is not better at. So
Okay. Dennis Allen is a better coordinator, defensive coordinator in all of those things that you just named.
we don't even know that because Harbaugh's never been a defensive coordinator. So
That's a fact, too.
And Harbaugh's never been in charge of developing a quarterback.
yes, he has. He's been a quarterback
Not
coach
true.
multiple
Not true at
times.
all.
He's
He's
been a
literally
quarterback
spoke
coach
about developing
Dennis
Kaepernick.
Allen's always been
Kaepernick.
He
He
literally
developed
spoke about
JJ
developing Kaepernick, literally.
Yeah,
literally
he's
spoke
literally
about
the
developing
reason he
When has
drafted.
Dennis Allen been a quarterback coach, bro? What quarterback he's been in charge of developing?
But that's not what you just said. You said Jim
I
Harbaugh.
said
never
Dennis
developed a
Allen
quarterback.
has never been in charge of developing a quarterback.
Well, he actually was
He
in charge
just-
of developing Derek Carr over there, and Derek Carr's been the same player in Oakland that he is now in New Orleans. Same player. That hasn't changed at all.
Can I answer the
And-
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
And Kaepernick has never been anything without Harbaugh. It's just
question. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
Harbaugh's never been anything without Kaepernick
he won national title in college.
in college. We talk about NFL.
Go ahead, Reed. Go ahead.
You're
Reed. Go ahead.
delusional.
Am I in? Let me know.
Go
Tag
ahead,
me
Reed.
if I'm in.
You in. Tag.
All right. So I don't want to blame Dennis Allen. I still think the question is up in the air. I blame the GM. You guys are over the cap by a lot for no reason because your team's not. You don't have the talent for the money that your guy has got. Money that you got spent into your roster. So what Dennis Allen is given a roster of what that's overpaid without talent, without enough talent that's going to do anything in the league. So he had to deal with what he had to deal with. So I don't blame him for that. He just got dealt a bad hand. So I don't know what Dennis Allen is, if I'm being honest. Like I don't. If I'm being honest, offensively, I don't see no guaranteed stud. I see some good players. I don't see a guaranteed stud. I don't think Olave is a guaranteed stud yet. Kamara was a stud. He's having a great season this year, by the way. But he's getting past his prime. But he's having a great season.
But Allen's had it for 3 years.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think he had a good roster for 3 years neither, though. I don't think he had. I think your defense is typically solid. Your defense typically is solid, but offensively, I don't think it's enough there to put him in a position to say he's not a good coach or a bad coach. I think that the jury's still out.
We'll give him to y'all. You want him?
No, I'm very good. Right. only because we're good with what we got. But I don't know what he is. I really don't know what he is. I think it's more in the GM of why you guys are where you are over Dennis Allen. I'm not going to call him a bad coach.
What are you talking about? He is a damn bad head coach. Did you see what he did? Did freaking the Las Vegas or Oakland, whatever? He had a losing record, 8-28, man.
What you
For me,
saying?
For me, he was just never fit to be a head coach. Like I look at him the same way I look at Josh McDaniels. I look at him the way I look at Romeo Crennel. I just coaches like that. I just don't think he was never a good head coach. There's just some coaches that's just good as coordinators, man. And I just think he's one of those guys. He's good at coordinators. I think Josh McDaniels, I don't think he's a good head coach. I think he's a good offensive coordinator. And I just don't think Dennis Allen was never a good head coach. I mean, I'm not sure if the players wanted him around, man. I don't think those guys were like. I don't hear any reports about, damn, man, Dennis Allen, we're gonna miss that guy. That guy had a huge impact on me. I heard words like that when Ahmad Gardner, or people call him Sauce Gardner, what they said about Robert Saleh. They had those coaches had a huge impact on me. I just don't think Dennis Allen was that type of coach. And being a head coach for the Saints for the New Orleans Saints is a huge job. It's a high profile position at the end of the day. And I just don't think Dennis Allen was never fit to be a head coach for the New Orleans Saints.
All right, let me go ahead and clear this up. I'm
yeah,
going to address a couple of things real quick. Dennis Allen never has been an offensive coach, period. Secondary coach, defensive quality control coordinator, defensive assistant defensive line coach, secondary coach, defensive coordinator, head coach, senior defensive assistant, defensive coordinator, and head coach. Never touched offense, period. So that's one thing. Is he a better coordinator than head coach? Absolutely. His calling card has been defense. The reason why he got fired was because, yes, we are on a 7-game losing streak. Throughout those 7 games, the reason mostly has been injuries. But even though we suffered 2 key injuries in this Panthers game, we still had enough left in the tank to beat the Panthers. And in these, by defense being his calling card, all of the losses that we've had this year, they come down to the defense giving up a lot. Now in the blowouts, I don't blame them that much because the offense had the defense on the field a lot. But in the 1-score game against Philadelphia, defense gives up at the end. Against Atlanta, same thing. Defense gives up a long drive and they kick a field goal to win. In this game, defense, long drive, win the game at the end. There's no way that can keep happening, and defense is your calling card. Not to mention, one of the biggest things I saw was him just running the clock out in the first half when we had enough time to drive the ball down there and kick a field goal, and we lose the game by 1. So you kick a field goal there, you're up 3, you win the game by 2. So those simple coaching things, those are things as a head coach you have to be able to compute and get that done. Get that done. At least give you a chance. You always give your team a chance to win the game by putting them in the best position to make a play. He did not do that. And that was the most glaring example of how he's been doing that over the past years. One good thing I saw that he did coaching-wise over these 3 years is he brought in a good offensive coordinator this year. And you saw the results of that in the first 2 games. Had injuries not derailed that, we might not even be talking about Dennis Allen being fired right now. But it did. If you couldn't beat the Panthers with what we had on the field, and we had enough on the field to beat it, it was time for him to go. It was time for him to go. I don't think there's any way we could have rolled out anybody with a Saints uniform on Sunday with him still being the head coach. I don't think those guys would have fought for him because they know he's the reason why they lost their game, ultimately. So I think it was time for him to go. I think he'll be a defensive coordinator somewhere else in the league, and he'll be good. But at this point, it's like I think he was so terrified that he was going to lose his job, he started making worse decisions as a head coach and defensive coordinator that you can't win like that. And it was time for us to move on. So, I mean, Dennis Allen, he had to go. Peace. I want Joe Brady down here. That's what
I like that.
That's what I want. My whole thing has always been every time X will say we need another coach, I'd say who? I looked at some of the candidates. I said, "Ooh, Joe Brady down here. I like that."
I said Harbaugh before. You said no.
Not crunk on Harbaugh. He's never done anything to make me like, "Oh, he's gonna be great." I've seen Joe Brady. Joe Brady take a.
Hey, you about to really go crazy when I tell you. You gonna see? Go ahead.
What's Joe Brady done that Harbaugh?
Please tell me.
What's he done? I've seen him do an offense, turn the LSU offense to set record-setting record-setting offense in NCAA.
You know what Joe Brady's done?
He got Joe Brady's the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills right now. The way Josh Allen's playing.
Number 2. That's number 2.
Yeah. Facts.
That's number 2. And just to spin off, your Harbaugh won a national championship in college. Ed Orgeron did too, and he did it in less time.
Well, Harbaugh has also been to a Super Bowl. What's Joe Brady done in the NFL?
Nothing.
Like he's won as many Super Bowls as Harbaugh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
How
not
many,
a,
That
how
don't
many,
matter.
how many
whoa.
That don't
wins
matter.
as a head coach?
Well,
It
that's
don't
not
matter.
a fair
He's never been a head coach.
comparison.
That's
That's
not
not a
He's
fair
never been a head
comparison
coach.
because
Exactly.
Brady's never been a head coach.
Exactly.
Dennis Allen has been a head coach. What does that mean?
Yeah, and you picked him over Harbaugh. He's ass.
Anyways, man, let's move on
Harbaugh's
over
never won
to
anything else.
Are we gonna say who we think they should hire?
yeah.
I think
Go
if the
ahead,
Saints
man.
were smart, because they're not, they're a poverty franchise.
Ooh.
Where they
Watch
should.
your mouth.
I mean,
Watch
it's,
The hell out
it's
the
facts.
coach every time we play
It's
him.
facts. Yeah, they should hire Ben Johnson. Because y'all are impressed about Joe Brady just maybe improving Josh Allen a little bit. Ben Johnson's actually taken Jared Goff to another level. So I would say Ben Johnson is the best coach out of the younger guys out there, and I would go younger. I wouldn't go Belichick because I want a guy for the next 10 years, not the next 5.
Okay.
I don't think
Steve?
Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson's going to have his pick of jobs after this year, and I don't think we're as desirable as a job as one of the others that might pop up.
That's a good point. Great
I
point.
don't blame him.
Great. So,
I also will say, no trolling. I actually think the Saints are a bad job because it's
Right
you're in cap hell. You don't have a quarterback of the future. It's not Rattler. Stop that. Olave's got a lot
They
of
might have the first pick in the draft, though.
maybe. I still don't think the Saints finish the last in the NFL in record. I think that they'll finish maybe with the 6th pick in the draft, which isn't bad. But I just don't see anything desirable there at all, to be honest. I'd rather take the Eagles. If they let go of Sirianni, you want that job more.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think they let him
We're not
go.
letting him go. He winning right now too much.
The Cowboys. The Cowboys will be open.
I don't like that neither right now.
I don't like that either, but I'd rather have Dallas over New
More
Orleans.
pressure with the Dallas Cowboys too.
That is true too.
I
think Ben Johnson is a good fit there. I think he's a better fit in Dallas than New Orleans because he's going to have to build. He's going to have to definitely build, like you said. No, we don't have the quarterback of the future, possibly Rattler, but we have a top 5 pick as of right now, and it's a couple good quarterbacks in there in the draft. I don't want Ewers, but I mean, there's a couple of other ones that I wouldn't mind having.
Hell,
Well, look.
Knowing you'd want Nussmeier.
Well, we could cancel Ben Johnson out. If you don't remember, Ben Johnson was supposed to come to us, to the Commanders. He gave 2 reasons why he didn't. One, he said he wanted to finish what he started with Detroit because they're still close to winning. And the second reason was
this year.
he might. But the second reason was he said he didn't want to go to a roster that wasn't ready to compete. He was wrong about that clearly, but he didn't want to come to us because he didn't think he wanted to go to a roster that was ready to compete. So I think that's going to be tough. I think the Saints, and this is not your long-term quarterback. I mean, long-term coach, but I think a person like an older coach that don't really have people calling for him no more, because y'all, like you said, you're in Capel, you're in the best situation right now. But someone that could get you out of it and then move on to like a Ben Johnson later on. I think like a Mike McCarthy type of person will come there because he's not. I understand you don't like him. Trust me, I get it. I'm not saying it's great. What I'm saying is your situation. A young coach don't want to take a risk at going to a team where they're going to get fired in 2, 3, 4 years because the team's not ready. So an older coach that's not going to get a lot of calls, like a Mike McCarthy, might go there and help get the team back on track, and then move on to a Ben Johnson, one of these younger, thriving coaches that's ready to go on. That, and I know you don't like the pick. I get it. I get the reason, but I just don't think a young coach is going to take a chance because people are getting fired too easy now. Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
you
it's
also
not
said that Joe Brady's won enough as the amount of Super Bowls that Harbaugh has. Well, Mike McCarthy's won more. So what's the issue now?
He's ass.
And let me
won a Super Bowl, which was your qualification.
No, that's your qualification.
We got an old coach that nobody wanted to take a chance on, Dan Quinn. That's what we had to do because all the younger ones backed out on us.
Anyways, it's my
go
turn.
ahead, Keo. Who you think you should hire?
Sorry, Keo.
My coach, my desired coach, Hogger. My desired
All
coach
good.
is Todd Monken from the Baltimore Ravens,
I think
offensive coordinator. Man, I like
He's
him.
58, man.
Yeah, but
come on, man.
I think. Hey, man, I'm picking it. You had
No,
your pick. Let me make my pick.
I'm trying to keep
Oh, my bad. All right, sorry.
on.
Anyways, yeah, Monken. I like that fit for him. He knows how to utilize his skill set players, especially what he's doing in Baltimore right now. Baltimore leads the league in total yards. Baltimore leads the league in passing and rushing yards. They also lead the league in passing touchdowns. He knows how to use a balanced attack, especially he probably could get Alvin Kamara to finally 1,000 yards rushing also. So Monken is definitely a good guy to consider if you're a Mickey Lomas. So I definitely go with Monken. Ben Johnson, I don't know. I just think that he might stay in Detroit, or there will be a different team going after Ben Johnson that could give him more money. So that's my pick as far
All
as
right.
the next Saints head coach.
See, don't lose your cool, Yvonne. Don't lose your cool. Y'all don't lose your cool. I'm about to say.
I know it is already.
I know this is highly unlikely, and I'm not even gonna say it's a smart move in the grand scheme of things. But let me start by saying my pick would be Ben Johnson. Obviously, I've been saying that for the last couple of years. Ben Johnson would be the guy I would go after. I do think Joe Brady is somebody they should interview for sure and see about. Another guy they should interview is Brian Flores. I just think, I'm not saying he's the long-term answer, see? I'm just saying I think that he's the guy that you can bring in defensively. I like what he's doing with Minnesota. Reek. This dude has not had success in the NFL.
Cliff.
But I would think about Cliff. I would actually think about Cliff Kingsbury. I like him as an offensive coordinator. I think he's innovative. I like Cliff Kingsbury. I think he gets a second shot. They can't give him all the power that the Cardinals gave him. The Cardinals gave him way too much power. I think he has to be the head coach and that. But here's the curveball. Now, before I say it, like I said, it's highly unlikely. No, y'all probably never heard this from nobody. Who's the highest paid person that calls the game?
Brady.
Brady, right? Hold on.
To his face.
Now, here we go. I would hire Bill Belichick as a consultant or an advisor. But you know who's invested into Louisiana? Who's the Lakers head coach?
Reddick.
Reddick. Has Reddick ever coached before?
Nope.
No.
I would reach out to Peyton Manning and ask him, if we get Belichick to be the advisor, will you come coach the Saints?
Belichick's not taking that job.
And you don't know.
I do know because he turned down the Niners defensive coordinator this year. So why the hell would he take?
But you got to think his relationship with Peyton Manning. I think he would consider
He's
it.
got a great relationship with Kyle Shanahan.
Not like Peyton Manning.
I heard he did.
He wouldn't. Why would Belichick take a defensive coordinator job?
I never said coordinator. I said advisor.
No, that's what I'm saying. He said that he turned down a defensive
But
coordinator
Peyton
job.
Manning knows New Orleans. The Manning's restaurant is in New Orleans. I just think if you want to think outside the box, obviously Peyton Manning's never coached a team, but who's more passionate than Peyton Manning? Loves football. He breathes it. He loves Louisiana. His family's known around here. I would actually reach out to him and say, would you be interested if we offer you this job?
I think that's a good idea, honestly.
I saw some odds, and I believe it tripped me out. They had Drew Brees like the fifth odd. They had the fifth highest odds to be the new Saints head coach.
But I don't see Breeze. I don't know. Like Peyton Manning to me, and that's no knock to Breeze because Breeze is a phenomenal. Peyton Manning just has a different outlook. You could watch him. Y'all watch him and Eli. I really think Peyton Manning could be a really good head coach in the NFL.
Me too.
All right, man.
My bad, go ahead,
Enough
go
of this. Enough of this Saints stuff, man. Yvonne, go to the picks.
That was long. Pause.
All right. So the NFL picks stand like this. C and Reek are tied. at 42 and 22.
I'm about to pull off.
X one game back, 41
Oh!
and 23. Keo 39 and 25. So he's not even much back, and I'm at 37-27. So we're all in it. I need to get a hotter though. But this is going to be a close race to the end. All right, Thursday night game, division game. Bengals at the Ravens. Who we got?
I got the Bengals. They gotta win one of these games at some point. God, I keep picking them. They gotta win one. I know, see, you're gonna pick the Ravens. I want you to. I'm taking Cincy. I'm hearing T. Higgins is gonna play. They need him for sure. They've let me down all year, but here they go.
I don't know who you heard that from. I'm hearing T. Higgins is out.
No, I actually, I'm to be honest with you. The only thing I really read was fantasy. Fantasy has him. They say he's questionable.
He's
It
quite
says
not ready.
doubtful. It says doubtful.
Okay, I read it this morning. Maybe they changed it up to doubtful. I don't know. But my thing is, Cincinnati, if they're ever going to turn their season around fully, they have to split with the Ravens. It was competitive the first time around. They could have won that game. They blew it. I think they beat the Ravens this time. I got Cincinnati.
I'll jump in. Yeah, just to confirm, he did. It was questionable earlier, but it is now doubtful for Higgins. But I don't care if he's playing or not. Like it's the Bungles. They're done. They're done. I'm not worried about no Bengals doing anything, especially against the Ravens. The Ravens got that division loss to the Browns 2 weeks ago. They're not about to take another one 2 out of the last 3 weeks in the division. I got the Ravens winning this game pretty handily, but it might look closer because of that prevent defense at the end and just throwing the ball around, throwing for 400 yards at the end. But I got Ravens winning this game.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Reek. We'll stay tied after this, man. I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens winning this game, bro. This I think the Ravens are one of the top 4 teams in football, and I don't have the Bengals maybe top 10. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I'm gonna go with my eyes and what I see. The Ravens are a way better team than the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals, man. I just don't think they'll have an answer for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in this game. I'm going with Bengals.
All right, I would go with the Bengals if Higgins was playing, but I'm going with the Ravens. They're a little healthier. I got Baltimore at home, man.
Yeah, I know how much of a Lamar fan you are. That's why.
Oh, huge. All right.
It's out of control.
Not the best slate this weekend. So we will do the Germany game.
Oh my god.
And man, did the NFL send a fire matchup to Germany. The Germans are going to be so excited. It's the Giants against the Panthers in Munich. Who we got?
I got Malik Davis. I got the Giants. I said the Giants will probably finish ahead of the Cowboys. I got the Giants beating the Panthers.
All right,
Yeah, go ahead. See,
I got the G-men. I got them beating up on Carolina and sending them back to the bottom of the division where they belong.
yeah, I got Marcus Mariota beat the Panthers, blew them out, and Giants competed with us both games decently. I got the Giants winning.
Yeah, I got the Giants also. Giants will win this game.
Rick, did you say Marcus Mariota beat him, but Derek Carr couldn't this weekend?
Oh, God. Look at
That's
it.
not nice to do that. Like, why you gotta go and do that?
Okay, all right. So Ivana, you saying Marcus Mariota is better than Derek Carr?
He was against the Panthers.
Yeah, are you saying that he is a better quarterback than
I never said he was. I'm just saying he
well, I
was
mean,
against the
that's
Panthers.
what you were inferring.
Next matchup, let's go.
I got the Giants. 2 stinky teams, but the Giants stink less. All right. So the next game, I'll be nice this week. I will not say the word. We've
The
got
Redskins.
Pittsburgh going to Washington.
Can we kick Keo out right, even if he's the moderator?
Hey, I didn't hear the game. I'm sorry.
Well-
Pittsburgh at Washington.
Reek, you my dog. I got Pittsburgh, man. It's no doctor, you Reek. You my dog, but I got Pittsburgh. I think they get y'all. Their defense is legit enough to get y'all. I think that they have to watch out for TJ Watt and company. I got Pittsburgh.
I'll jump. I'll drop a couple knowledge for y'all real quick. This is gonna be so one thing I will say what we do very well is if it's a quarterback that one of our coordinators had, we dominate them. Kyler Murray, we played them. He had his worst game of the season because he was with Cliff before. Caleb Williams, he had his second worst game of the season because he was with Cliff before. Russell Wilson, who's he with? Our head coach, right? Dan Quinn. We know how to prep for people that our coaches had. Our defense is getting better every game. Honestly, since the week one, the only team that went crazy on us on offense was the Ravens. It's the Ravens. The defense is stepping up. They're making plays. We hustle. Man, listen. This game might look decent by score, but by visual watch, it will be never a doubt that the Commanders won and dominated this game. Easy. Murder Mook, shout out to you.
Wow. Easy.
All right, Reek, I'm with you, bro. You know how we do it. I'm going with the Commanders, bro. I think this is when Russell Wilson comes back to life.
Yes, sir.
Man, people gonna see why they was calling him washed. I think I don't think he's washed. I just think he didn't have a good game like he's been having the last two games.
Facts.
And I think Washington is just they're one of those teams. Like I go off of what I see. Those one of those teams, and they like playing for each other, with each other, and for each other. And it's apparent. Jaden Daniels his cachet and his confidence are through the roof right now. I saw he went to the Washington. What are they? The Wizards game the other day, and they announced him at the game, and the crowd went wild. I'm like, man, he's the man in Washington right now. He can't do no wrong. So I think all of that funnels into them beating Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a good team. They're not a great team, and I think it's going to take an actual great team to go into Washington and beat the Commanders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keo.
Who you got?
I got the Steelers, man. I think you know, Pat Queen, TJ Watt. I think those guys gonna give Jaden a hard time, man, and I think he's gonna get rattled a little bit in this game. And I think McLaurin, he's gonna have a hard time getting the ball, man.
Now we need him to get the ball.
Especially the secondary that they have, and Najee Harris been running the ball really well as of late. So I like Pittsburgh in this game over Washington.
All right. I always say I love picking teams off a bye, and especially good head coaches off a bye. Mike Tomlin has won 7 straight off a bye. Give me Pittsburgh. Tight game to the end, though, but I like Pittsburgh off a bye. All right, next game.
Waving at y'all boys down there in the standings.
Jets at the Cardinals.
Oh,
Jets. I got the Jets. I got the Jets. The Jets are starting to figure it out. I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs, but I do think they beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are solid. They're solid. Who did they play last with the Cardinals? Didn't y'all pick against
The Bears.
Yeah, everybody picked the Bears. I know I picked the Cardinals. I don't know what
yeah, I
picked.
picked the
I
Cardinals.
picked the Cardinals. Only me and X picked the Cardinals.
But yeah, I got the Jets. The Jets they're gonna start to go on a little run here. I got the Jets.
Yeah, man. The Cardinals are playing very good football. Actually, they're in first place in the NFC West. Actually, right now, they're playing really good football. But I think the Jets has finally found it. I think they found it, and they have a way better roster than the Cardinals do. I think this is another easy. I think this is an easy one. I think the Jets win this easily. I don't think Kyler definitely breaks down against really good defenses. The thing I said about Jaden that might happen with Jaden against Pittsburgh, that's what happened to Kyler. I got this being a very easy win for the Jets.
Yeah, I got the Jets also in this game. You know, I see the chemistry coming along. Starting to establish a running game. Sauce Gardner's playing a little bit better. We DJ Reed. You just DJ Reed at the end of the day. I got the Jets.
All right, this may give y'all boys a little room to catch up, man.
Oh yeah.
I got the Cardinals. I don't believe in the Jets at all. The Cardinals,
Aaron Rodgers.
they're at home. They've been playing pretty good. Like you said, they're number one in the NFC West. I think that they're better than the Jets right now, man. The Jets are a big letdown to a lot of people this year, and I think they're going to continue to let them down. I don't have them making the playoffs at all, and this is just going to be another L on their resume, bro.
Okay, I trust the Jets more than the Bengals going forward. So the Jets could make the playoffs if they get on a run here. I got the Jets. The Cardinals aren't bad. They're better than I thought, but the Jets are a better roster, and they're heading in the right direction. Sunday night game, Lions at the Texans.
I got the Lions. I flipped on the Lions last week like a fool right before the game started. The Lions are going to beat the Texans. The Texans are just beat up right now. I know Nico may play. He may not. But they're just banged up. Stephon Diggs. The Lions are hitting on all cylinders right now. I got the Lions.
All right. Well, last time I said this on the show, it was probably my worst take I ever did in my year and a half with MBS. I said the Cowboys was going to beat the Saints by 16 or more points, and y'all blew them the hell out. Well, I'm going to try it again. I got the Lions winning by 16 or more points easily. Get your money. Please bet it. Raise that line up. Bet 20. Bet that they go win by at least 20. They're going to kill the Texans. They have no offensive line. Stroud has looked, they're done. It's going to be really bad for them this week. Lions easily. 18 plus.
All right. I don't have it by that much. I do have it by double digits. I'm thinking about 12, maybe. 12, 10, 12, somewhere around that range. I got Detroit, though. I didn't even need to hear who they were playing, and I had Detroit. That's how hot Detroit is right now. I don't care who they were playing. I was going to say Detroit. He said, I got Detroit, and I was like, shit, are you Detroit? That's all I needed to hear. So them boys are cooking on offense, defense, special teams, everything right now, man. So I think they're going to be probably the hardest team to beat for the rest of the season. I think they're harder to beat than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs even got the refs working with them. So I mean, it's the Lions don't even make it. The Lions don't even let it come down to a call. So I got the Lions, man.
Yeah, man. I'm going with the Lions also. I think they have Jameson Williams returning also. And then people didn't even mention they were acquired a defensive player before the trade deadline also. So yeah, so I'm going with the Lions in this game over the Texans. Texans just too banged up right now.
Give me the Lions as well. Stroud having a little bit of a sophomore slump. Not too bad, but a little bit of a slump. Nico Collins does come back this week, so they expect them to. So that's going to make it better for them. It's not going to be a blowout, Reek. I disagree on that. I think the Lions win by a touchdown near the end.
You said not too bad. Stroud, he ain't throw a touchdown in 3 games. He's a quarterback.
Oh,
yeah, but he's getting Collins back. I think that's huge.
Not CJ Stroud.
Can we blame Stroud? Can we really blame Stroud's sophomore slump on him?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely on him.
Same line from last year. Yes, he can.
Gotta hold him accountable, man.
His line and his receivers all get hurt.
Yeah,
he had the same. They was hurt last year. Tank Dell towards ACL, and the line's the same thing.
He had Nico Collins though. It's his
that's what I'm about to say. He had Nico Collins
before Dell went down. It was a controversy who was the number one receiver between Collins and Dell. Check the stats.
Yeah, I know. And Nico pulled off.
No, he didn't pull off. Dell got hurt, and Nico went off. It wasn't he pulled off from him.
I'm talking about this year.
Number one.
I'm talking about this year. Nico was clear number one.
Joe Mix has been bailing him out also.
Joe Mix has been going off, but that's still he's a quarterback. He needs receivers to throw to, man. And Dalton Schultz hadn't been showing up either.
Throw the ball to him.
Well, all of us got the Lions, so we'll see. Monday night game, Dolphins at the Rams.
Ooh, Dolphins at the. I got the Rams.
That's a tough one.
I got the Rams. I don't know. The Dolphins They just have a lot. I mean, I don't know. I got the Rams look good with Puka and Cup playing. Yeah, I think the Rams win that game. And Stafford's still playing well, man. And the AG is, man.
This is a tough one, man. Because Miami offense has been very good since Tua been back.
Right.
They just defense haven't been holding them down. They both got two good receivers. They both have great offensive-minded coaches. This is a super tough game. I think I told you the Dolphins, Ivan, when I spoke to you earlier. I'm going to stay with it. I'm not confident, but I'll stay with the Dolphins. I might switch it depending on what C do.
Man, we was talking about Saints coaches earlier. They let go of Mike McDaniel. I love to have him in New Orleans. But I'll tell you this. I like the Rams in this matchup, man. Miami has been looking good while when Tua gets back here, they look like who Miami was supposed to look like this year. But I just think the Rams, when Puka came back and he was Puka. That boy was Puka. And he made you forget about, you know what I'm saying? He made you forget that he had been gone a couple of games. And you like, man, this dude is awesome, because that's the only person that was throwing to it. He was throwing to, and he made you actually forget the Cup was on the field a lot of the times.
Sure did.
So, I think he's the favorite target over there. He's the new Cooper Kupp, if you will, on the team that Cooper Kupp is still on. So, I like the way they play with him over there. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I'm going with the Dolphins in this game. The Dolphins hung around in this against the Bills, so they went toe to toe. Bills got lucky in that game. Tua, he's starting to get really comfortable. He went toe to toe with my favorite quarterback, Josh Allen, and obviously Buffalo did pull out a win. I like Miami in this game though over the Rams, man. I think Miami gets a win in this game.
Okay, I can see Dolphins win this game. However, the Rams are at home, and I think the Rams still make the playoffs. I think they've won 3 straight, and they're going to keep it going and sneak into the playoffs as they get healthier. I got the Rams.
Boys messed up my money beating the Vikings the week before last.
All right, man. That's our picks. And that wraps up tonight's show. So let's go and do our shout outs.
About time. My God, this is the longest show in the world.
This will give you the voice.
But shout out to y'all boys, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out to everybody that wished me a happy birthday. All I want for my birthday, don't cash at me, which would be cool, but don't cash at me. Please. LSU, get the dub. I don't want to hear any behind next week on this show. You guys stink. I don't want to hear Gil talking about, I knew I shouldn't have picked y'all. C saying, I knew I should have went with Milrow. Please, LSU, get the dub, man. I need y'all to get this dub. That's all I'm asking for my birthday. And then, of course, y'all go on to the playoffs. Don't go lose to Oklahoma Vanderbilt. Also, I can't believe I picked the Giants and the Jets in the same week to win a game. That's mind-boggling to me. So shout out to New York. And then last but not least, shout out to Peyton Manning. I'll put it in the atmosphere. Peyton Manning to the Saints. Soon, baby, soon.
Okay, I'll go next. Speaking of birthdays, Keo, you remember when C was talking about his birthday and the Super Bowl being in New Orleans, and we told him his Super Bowl would be ruined? Well, your Super Bowl dreams have been ruined 6 months ahead. Dennis Allen and Kamala got fired. I think Dennis Allen and Kamala need to maybe apply for OnlyFans at this point.
Kamala has an OnlyFans. I sent it to you.
Hey, I wish I came on the show earlier, but so I could talk more presidential election. But look, it's been fun. My Longhorns are back this weekend. They're going to keep this thing rolling. And the Colts, well, they're as bad as the Saints. So, but I've accepted it. So, look, All I gotta say is going forward, hook 'em horns.
Oh
Just-
God.
Oh, even Kamala said hook 'em horns too.
Hey, who y'all playing this week? I'm tripping. Who y'all playing?
Florida at noon.
Florida.
Oh,
I see you got your little hook 'em horn hat on. Y'all winning the natty?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes, no.
I actually don't think so. I'm still sticking with Ohio State. I really am.
Oh, you already know, man.
No,
Shout
he's
out-
not, and that is LSU over there.
you already know, man. Shout out to the squad again. Again, happy birthday to you, X. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And I will say I hope you get that wish you on Saturday, but I picked Bama. So sorry, bro. But and listen,
Oh,
man.
and Nussmine to outdo Cam Ward. I know it's probably a long shot, but come on, Nuss.
Yeah, that's not happening. But and also make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all might see me again grittying at the game next week. I might be at the game for Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh. So y'all might see me with another video gritty. I need to make that go viral because me and my partner we going around grittying everywhere we go. We want to find John Collins. I don't know if y'all know who that is. Anybody know who John Collins is?
No.
The Ravens fan that beat up the Washington Commanders fan when they beat us.
oh
So we
yeah,
out here
yeah,
looking for John Collins to act up.
Yeah,
So we
I
outside
remember.
with it. So we about to be. We got.
He found the right one, huh?
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that
we
dork.
outside looking for him, see what he want to do with him and his
Yeah, man.
buddies. So we'll be out there gritting our home field and other people's home field for the rest of the season. So you already know. But shout out to MBS. man.
Yeah, I hope you guys get that nerd. But go ahead, see.
He'll talk spicy, boy. I swear.
All right, man. Let me get back on the camera, man. I turned my light off. Last minute shout outs. I was going to my family, Hunter Morgan, Tori, Christian, Lee, and Edward. Daddy love y'all. I'll see you in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia. I know I'm being too loud, but I'll see you in just a second. I come get in the bed. And to Papal's babies, my grandbabies, Marcel Carter Bryant, and Azaria Grace Bryant. Papal love y'all. And I'll see you in just a second, even if it's just on my screen saving. And to everybody over there at the NBS family, man, appreciate y'all boys for having me on. I'll smack y'all around again next week. It's nothing. All right.
Yo, shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Reek. Make sure you go follow his YouTube channel, STP Sports Bowl Podcast. Shout out to Yvonne, Mr. C, X. Follow us on all social media platforms. Follow us on TikTok, X. Hopefully you get your birthday wish come true. Shout out to Yvette for pulling up today. I know it got heated a little bit earlier. Make sure you go check her out on the NBS Let's Talk About It show. A lot of football coming up. You got the NBA season, college basketball season, females college basketball season also. Can't. And last but not least, shout out to Donald Trump, man, the new president of the United States. With that being said, man, this is the NBS show. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. We out.
Boot up and shut up.